Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby Pacific, the last one of Saturday, and it is going to be the Waratahs taking on the Hurricanes in what promises to be a very exciting fixture. We have got Patty in the chat. Justin is here as well. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you are excited for the upcoming fixture. We've already seen two pretty high-scoring games today, including Moana Pacifica taking on the Fijian Drua. Did I just say Fijian Drua taking on Fijian Drua? Maybe. They were taking on Moana Pacifica, though. And then the other game that we did see was the Blues taking on the Reds. I'm going to side shuffle a little bit so that I'm a little bit more centralized. But this game, I did actually start at 9:45. The reason for that is normally these games are running behind for Saturday night, and that is exactly what we have got once again. We've probably still got about 5 minutes till this game does get underway. And then we have got a game a little bit later on tonight, and that will be the matchup taking place between the Leinster side and Toulouse. We have got there. Hi, Amy says, William, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And I hope you are excited for yet again another game of Super Rugby. I've already got the Canes jersey on, and I'm ready, says Burnout on your lawn. And Ozzy Drua really did beat the Fijian Drua. Although the good news is normally that is the case due to their discipline, but they actually look pretty good overall with the penalties. Speaking of penalties, the Reds giving away 9 unanswered penalties in that second half was absolutely huge for them. But looking through at the lineup of the Waratahs, first of all, we will be going through their lineup. It is Angus Bell at number 1. Number 2, they have got Dave Parecki, and then at number 3, it will be Archer Holes. Then the centres, then the lock duo will be made up of Jed Holloway and Hugh Sinclair. The loose forward trio, William Harris, then also Charlie Gamble, and then at number 8, it is going to be Warren Fusiatho slotting in there. Then the back line, Jake Gordon, Taney Mid, Dylan Peach, Lalakai Foketi, Isaiah Perezi, Mahagnawa Kwanetawasi, and then it is Alex Newsom slotting in as the fullback. Then for the Hurricanes, it is Xavier Numia, Asafa Moore, Tyrell Lomax, James Blackwell, Justin Sangster, TK Howden. Then it is Duplessis Karefi, Artie Savia returns into the side, Jamie Booth, Aidan Morgan, Salisi Rayasi, Geordie Barrett at 12 for this game, and then Balin Sullivan, Julian Savia, I should say, and Josh Morby, who had a sensational game last week, and we'll be looking forward to trying to continue that momentum. It's truly been a good night for rugby fans. Says Justin, it certainly is. At the moment, I am messing up all of my words currently, but I'm too excited for the third game of Super Rugby that we are going to get to see for the game. It should be a cracker between these two sides. And then alongside that, like I mentioned, the Champions Cup is coming up. The Challenge Cup as well has got games coming up for Lyon taking on the Wasps. I believe that is the very first game that we will get to see for the Champions Cup, although unfortunately, we do not get to see it. It is only on BT Sport and also beIN Sports here in New Zealand, which is a shame because I feel like the Challenge Cup is one of those ones that has got some very good sides in it, and it would have been great to be able to see it. Hey, howdy, hey, y'all, says Katie, welcome in. Hope you are doing well. And like I mentioned, we got that game later on, Leinster. I bet you, or I assume you're a little bit nervous for Leinster in that game up against Toulouse, and also we have rugby later, Toulouse versus Leinster and Saracens versus Toulon. And there says Gregor. And I think, sadly, that game between Saracens and Toulon is also not on New Zealand TV, which does suck a little bit. My Hurricanes jersey must be old. I don't have national storage. I have Fullerton Markets. And then also we have got their Hi, says Amelia. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. And Leinster in there from Katie. Looking through at that back line. It's looking like a pretty strong one for the Hurricanes. A combination of young and old for that back line. And then off the bench, they've got Billy Proctor. They've got Owen Franks. I mean, when we're talking about young and old, yep. And then also alongside him, it is going to be Dane Coles, who is also there. And also we got that pity, says Gregor. Yeah, I really hope they have the final on over here, or else it's going to be quite sad because those games, I don't believe they overlap too much either. I'm just going to have a quick look and see the times that they are coming up. And I'm also going to see whether or not we can get lucky. Do they have Saracens game? They have it on Super Sport Rugby, which is not one in New Zealand, sadly. So we don't get Saracens versus Toulon either, which is a shame because that's two big semi-final matchups. And also we got the hello, Katie, how are you? And go Canes, says Katie Dixon. The other side of things is I don't even know whether or not we do actually get the game between La Rochelle and Racing 92. I would love to think that we would, seeing as it's a big one, but it isn't actually listed as one of the hosts of it yet, which is concerning. And also we got there. I took a break from for a few hours. My mental health wasn't up to scratch, so I went for a bit of a walk and blasted, set it off the entire time, says Amelia. So I hope you are feeling a little bit better now. I know that your little brother is currently still sick, so hopefully he is also feeling a little bit better. And also, hi, Barry, says Reed. And also, we have got the good brother. It's 4 a.m. and I'm about to get Coney and Stoney, says Katie. And howdy, ma'am, says Katie. Or sorry, said David to Katie there. But this game, once again, it's 9:51. They're always late for this game. Like, I set my live stream for 9:45. I'm glad that I did rather than 9:40 because they're just never on time for this matchup. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether or not it's actually supposed to be a later game, but it's always like Friday night they're on time. Saturday night they never are. And also, I got COVID, says Izzy. Didn't you just come out of isolation, Izzy? If I'm not wrong, or have I got you mixed up? Do let me know. But hopefully you aren't feeling too bad at the moment. And also, greetings from Malaysia. 6 p.m., 32 degrees, feels like 39 degrees. Very humid, says MHUS. So sounds like it's quite a hot evening for yourself there. That's the thing. We're sitting at 11 degrees, which probably feels like about 11 degrees, but I can't imagine sitting there feeling like it's 39 at the moment with the humidity. And Jacob says, hi, says Ollie, welcome in. Jacob and Ollie. And also, Penrith versus the Storm is on to top of the table clash. Who do you got for that one, Hamish? Says Justin. That's going to be a tough one, but for me, I'm going to go with the Panthers. Even though the Storm, wait, who's at home for that game, Justin? Do let me know, because I think whoever's at home should be able to take it. And also, we have got their just must be getting old now. And also, we have got their hey scrum last. Much love to you, says Johnny Blaze. And also, yeah, my sibling has it, or siblings had it. And there, and also, we have got hey, howdy, hey, brother from Katie Dixon a little bit earlier on. But now, the Waratahs at Leichhardt Oval. I didn't actually realize they had lights that were strong enough at Leichhardt. And I feel like that sounds like a harsh statement, but all of the games that I've seen from Leichhardt relatively have been during the day. And it does look like a very nice evening for them, although their game up against the Crusaders, I think, was an early game, wasn't it? They did end up playing, hey, brother, hey, or hey, howdy, hey, brother, it's been ages, how you do? And Waratahs, I will do it, I think, says Jack there. And I mean, they're at home, and they were able to beat the Crusaders at this same ground, and we love to see a good game, high scoring, and close one. Good luck to the Tars and the Hurricanes, and I hope you're well, or I hope your brother is well, Amelia, says Johnny Blaze there. Now it is going to be Alex Newsom at the back, Josh Morby at the back, couple young guns going for it in this matchup. And then no TJ Perenara, I should mention, for this game, but they have got the bus out on the wing who will be trying to find his way over the next, I guess you could say a pit stop. Is that what you call it? Well, bus stop, in fact, it would be. The last thing he will want to do is stop throughout this matchup. It's kicked way downfield from Salisi Reasi, some very good distance on that, and they decide against taking the quick line out throw, as it was a lot further up the field than they thought. And also, I mean, this lineup is great. And then this will be a great match. And let's go, Canes. Watching from Japan, says the Cabbage Patch. And there's, I hope you are doing well. And also waiting for Johnny's book, says Nancy Williams. And also we have got there, can you make the best possible Lions team? Or can I have a little bit of time to think about it, Jack? And can we do it on the Leinster to lose one? Because I feel like by then I would have had a little bit more of a look at the current players. Is it based off now or the best ever? Like, as in, like, from the past as well. Do let me know. And now it is going to be Jed Holloway running that one forward for the Waratahs. Nice salad dummy from Jake Gordon goes off to Angus Bell. And also, hey, are they doing, or hey, how are they doing the final? And there says Izzy. So it is going to be the top 8, and then the top 4, they all have a home game of that top 8 quarterfinal. So it is quarterfinal, semi-final, and then the final. So it is just a one-legger at the end of the competition, and that is going to be taking place mid-June, I believe it is. So right now, and take your time, no worries, says Jack. Well, okay, so that is going to be the current side. Oh, that's a tricky one, because, I mean, is Alan Wynne-Jones going to be around for the next Lions tour? Is it for the next Lions tour, or just this recent one who I would have had in there? So there were a couple players that did miss out. But now it is going to be Jake Gordon. Goes back to Tane Edmund. Nice step from Charlie Gamble. He has been in some sensational form of speedy recovery to your brother, Amelia. And also we've got the Canes supporter nervous about this game. Hopefully we can get a win over the Waratahs. And also I need the Hurricanes to win, so the Crusaders don't need to verse them in the quarterfinals. That was a massive shot there. Safa Moa. Oh, okay, they might be checking that big shot from Safa Moa. He did well and truly get him, that is for sure. And now there is an advantage. They are up to 14 phases in a row now for the Waratahs, and they continue to hang on to this ball. Lalakai Foketi goes straight through. Great fend as well, breaking through, but Josh Morby able to make a last-ditch effort. And it was a little knock on the ground, but they're going back for the initial penalty. And also we have got, I'm still doing research trying to figure out if this is true or not, but I think Nihi Milner-Scudder plays for New York, or Rugby New York now. I did hear that same rumor, so maybe it is the case. I just hope that he does end up. Oh, see, that might be a swinging arm, unfortunately, for Asafa Moa, and they might have to check that one again. So he did end up getting picked up initially, and then from there, as he was coming down, Asafa Moa did end up smacking him a bit. They will be checking this one. You are correct, Katie Dixon, and also what's so cute is that he won't let me leave him alone and wants me to stay with him the entire day. He's legit resting on my shoulder as I type this. Says Amelia there as well. And also, I'm freaking out in the best way, says Katie Dixon. And also, I am red-eyed stony after another coney. I'm great. Thank you. Hope life is treating you well, says Johnny Blaze. They are going to be taking on the shot here for the Waratahs. So 3 minutes into this game, and they will have the early chance. So Alex Newsom. Oh, it swung around. That's dangerous. Like they're saying, pretty forceful contact. Could have easily probably been a yellow for Asafa Moa, but the thing that changed it, like they're saying, they have seen less than that for yellow and red cards. And also, Nihi Monaskata playing MLR. Oh boy, watch out. And there says Johnny Blaze. The Moatane Edmedy is sitting with an 86% record for kicking, taking a couple deep breaths, wants to make sure that this one goes over, because if he does get it, I'm having a shocker with my words at the moment. I'm too excited for what is coming up in the near future. We've got Leinster versus Toulouse. I have no idea how that game's going to go. It's the last one that we saw between the two sides was like crazy, that game between Munster and Toulouse. But that is going to be 3 points for the Waratahs, 4 minutes in, and 3-0 now for the home side at Leichhardt Oval. So they will be hoping to continue their momentum. They did win last week up against Moana Pacifica. The Hurricanes, they had a massive win, and that was their matchup taking place up against the Fijian Drua, in which they did win about 67-5, I believe it was. And also MLR is now the All Blacks retirement community, and I'm so happy. Here's Katie Dixon there, and also what happened to the Rugby Challenge 4 videos. Normally, the only reason we haven't done a couple of them recently is just because we haven't really had enough time, unfortunately, throughout the week. But hopefully this weekend, we can get a little bit more going. And no, says Crazy Boy, it is still very early on, though. Now Alex Newsom, brilliant run. And he has gone up to the halfway line, finds the offload after one for Ziatho. And now continuing to drive their way forward just a little bit further for the Waratahs. Jake Gordon goes back to Angus Bell, tackled by Lomax. While the informed number threes of the competition, there are a lot of very good number threes in this competition. Parisi, he goes through. Great step from him. Great low tackle on him, though, from Aidan Morgan. Now Jake Gordon goes off to Tane Edmund short side. And also, I guess I'm a Rugby New York fan now. Says that Cabbage Patch. And I think the thing is, that is like perfect for the competition, if that makes sense, because of the fact that at the end of the day, the more people who want to watch those players, the more eyes we get on the MLR. So that is actually very good. So hopefully you do enjoy watching him. We're just going to tear it up. That's going to be a knock on. Or in fact, it's a forward pass from the Hurricanes. So now the Waratahs from about 15 metres out will have themselves a scrum feed. They're having a very good start to this match so far, the Waratahs. They have had 90% of the possession. And Isaiah Parisi just showing all of that pace that he has got. Watching the GOAT, number 12, Martin Nonu, still play rugby in his twilight years. And Andy Ellis plays for New York Rugby too. There you go. We still have to get round to our MLR. How far through the season are they, Katie? Because at some stage, we've got to do it. We'll see how we go. Or does it go longer than Super Rugby? Because if it does, that is perfect. And also, so does Ed Fidel. I see. I was wondering where he ended up, because I know that he was playing for Samoa not too long ago. But now, Isaiah Parisi, he's taking some deep breaths, trying to really keep that breathing under control, because he's about to accelerate straight back into line. We're at round 16, or we are in round 16, I think, this weekend. Says Katie Dixon. Geez, that's flown by. It's really slack from myself. And also, Monaskata was the reason I got into rugby playing and watching. So great to see him in the MLR. Let's go, says the Cabbage Patch. And also, is Geordie playing? He is indeed. He is playing 12 for this matchup. They did decide to go with him at 12 and Josh Morby at number 15 after that impressive performance that he did have last week. Someone else who played very well last week was Balin Sullivan in that midfield. And Peter Umunga Jensen is not actually playing this match, I don't believe. And I met Nihi one time. And also round 15, my bad, says Katie Dixon. It's all right. I wouldn't have realised. I guess round 15 this weekend or round 16 this weekend now. Have they started their next round? And how many rounds do they have? I'm asking, sorry, that's like a huge amount of questions. It's like a Q&A going on. That's going to be available at the back. And the front row stand up. And it will now be a scrum reset. Jamie Booth ended up going down on top of Warren Viziathor. Probably isn't a man you want to try and start something with, as he would be able to rearrange most of your vital organs. I think around 15 starts today, says Katie Dixon there as well. Right, I need to keep track of the MLR a little bit more. I think, does the Rugby Network still have every game that you can watch for free? If that's still a thingy here in New Zealand, or maybe they've got it somewhere else in New Zealand. It's tricky to find rugby at times. So I think I've got the Rugby Network, I got Spark Sport, I got Sky, and then I think I've also got KO is my other one. That ref was yelling, and he says burn out on your lawn. At the moment, the back weight's very even, 894 compared to the 887. I see what you mean by the loud noise of the ref, or the loud voice of the ref, I should say. Now it is going to be the advantage. Warren Visigato goes short side. He is dragged down by Jamie Booth. Now Jake Gordon passes it back across to Angus Bell. Good tackle on him by Xavier Numia. Almost every single game, yes, on MLR. The Kiwi lad says Katie Dixon. Now it's going for the cross kick here. Tane Edmund puts it high and waiting for it. Oh no, it's gone out on the full. But I believe they're going back for that penalty. Yes, they are. And also, finally, Geordie is reclaiming his inside centre roots. Love seeing him at 12 recently. And then also we have got, I think the Crusaders should win the last two games against Fiji and Drua and the Reds. But I said that against the Waratahs. Says Izzy, and also, never my wife is pretty as well. She's a looker. Oh, sorry, NMS. Not my sausage. No, what is NMS? Novmum, no? Nim's wife. Nim's wife. Who is Nim? Not my, and then the tongue. I'm confused. Oh, Ni Munaskata. Sorry, that was really bad. That took way too long. You're probably face palming at the moment. That was a shocker. I think it's because we were talking about your wife earlier on, Johnny. Like, not for that way, but like as in like, yeah, and also knew you Munaskata. Come on, bro. Yeah, that was a shocker from myself. And I was a Ni Munaskata and NMS. Yeah, I don't know why my brain didn't put two and two together there. That was really poor from myself. I'm probably going to sit up at night and go, disappointing from myself. But now only a few meters out from the line now, and they are going to have another opportunity. Jake Gordon now around the side, passes it back to Tane Edmund, looking for the pass, goes off to Angus Bell. There's a lot of players all lurking right next to the breakdown. It's going to be ripped away. And now it is going to be the knee down, not releasing penalty against the Hurricanes, and that's another one against them. It's not ideal. And also we've got to go. The Cane says John, and also in 2021 MLR played until August because of COVID. But this year it's almost perfectly matches up with the Premiership. The MLR final is on June 26th, says Katie Dixon. So I feel like if we don't do the Premiership, or not Premiership final, sorry, if we don't do the MLR final, then we have let you down. But maybe we're not doing it alone. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Possibly. And I was like, couldn't work it out either. Says been out on your lawn. Yeah, I feel like my brain just didn't click in for it. Like, there are a few players who do kind of go by, like, the shortened RTS, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Guys are currently watching Swans versus Bombers game. And there says Ed. I think, was it last week you were asking me about that? And it's not my sausage with the right foot step with a banger of a try. Oh, nice pun. If you are talking about, like, bangers and mash, of course, it's a reference to sausages. I don't even know if that was your plan, but if it was, I applaud you, sir. And I was like, yeah, there's Katie Dixon there. Now it is going to be 5 meters out from the line. Scrum feed for the Waratahs. They have had all the ball. They just aren't sharing. Hurricanes are going to have to get themselves a penalty soon, or else they might end up with a man in their bin themselves, possibly. Jason Holland will be nervous, and also, you got it. There's a Hachiban there, and also we got there the 10 out of 10. Says Katie Dixon. Jeez, I have to use that one the next time I watch one of his games. I know I have to give you credit, though. I have to do like this content was actually originally come up with by such and such, and all licensing goes to them. What's the score margin for this match? I would say the no, they're not playing. Hurricanes by like maybe, I think Hurricanes by 11 was my initial prediction. And sausages and clapping noise sounds suspicious. Johnny plays. It's a good push from the Waratahs. That's another try. And Dylan Beach scores. And he has been able to get doing some kung fu moves by the looks of it for the camera. And also, where are the Canes on the table if they win this? Says Harrison. I will quickly pull up the table, but that is going to be the try for Dylan Peach. He has been able to go in. Very nicely done. The Waratahs are just going from strength to strength at the moment. I think other sides should be a little bit nervous with the way that they are playing because, like I mentioned, they haven't given the Hurricanes the ball. And you can't score tries if you don't have it. And currently, that is Dylan Pitch who has been able to score that one. I hate trying to spell his name, I'll be honest. It is one of those ones that you always feel like you're getting one of the letters in the wrong place. Right, 11 minutes in, they have been able to score themselves their first try, Dylan Peach. And he will be very, very happy with that one, and I don't support them, but, and there's been out on your lawn. I was looking up the table, wasn't I? I almost just wrote in Super Rugby table without Super Rugby, so it would have just been, oh, are they checking this? What are we looking at here? Okay, Jake Gordon, they think he might have maybe tripped someone? Is that what they're saying? And also we have got there who's going to score the first try. I would say Dylan Peach, but I think it's going to be disallowed now. Oh. So I think they're saying that that ball was out of the scrum, then Jake Gordon kicked it back in. Accidental offside might actually be what they end up giving it as. But the Hurricanes, if they win this game, they will move themselves. Actually, they will move up to 4th. They will go above the Chiefs as it sits. So there's a huge amount on line. If the Waratahs win this game, they will go above the Chiefs. That seems to be a common occurrence. Whoever wins this game, Parisi Gamble to score a try. Says, yeah, but that is going to be disallowed. And Dylan Peach does not score his try, which he will be disappointed with. And all it was a little kick back into the scrum from Jake Gordon that did end up taking it away. That's all you get there, yes. To please save DMO. There's Chris Boy, and also I hope the Canes don't pull the Warriors and lose with the other team in the bin. Or with the other team in the bin, is Artie playing? He is indeed. He is at number 8 for this game. And also we have got the Lord knows a Voodoo Chili year. And there says it was Mark Robertson also back to 3, says John. They certainly are. Hopefully the scoreboard does behave. It's got to take it away. It's not going to do it at the moment. Nah, still not going. They're always quite slow taking the try away. Hopefully it's soon. Currently scrum feed going down 10 metres out from their own line. And the Hurricanes, they have now got this ball. So that is going to be useful for them. Nah, still not going. It's going to take probably about a minute or so before they take it back. And also with the other team being down a player I meant, says John there. Currently now, Jamie Booth about to feed this ball in. It's going almost down the front row, but it's good body strength from the front rows. Jamie Booth passes back, and all goods, at least we know. And there says John. It's a good kick downfield, but it has not found touch. So now Alex Newsom have got this ball, and they will be looking to try and get themselves plenty of position once again near the Waratahs. Jake Gordon, 45 metres out from the line. Looks like Angus Bell was a little bit slow getting back on side. But he is now there for them. Jake Gordon goes off short side into the hands of Archer Holes. It's his first carry of the game. Xavier Numi, you've got to be careful with where he joins the breakdown from, because that looked relatively on the angle, I guess you could say, not quite through the gate. But now nice inside ball. Dylan Peach was going to get that one, but instead it goes straight into the hands of Jamie Booth, I should say. And also we go there. What do you enjoy most about streaming? I would say the fact that no matter what time of the day it is, Julian Xavier has gone down here. Hopefully he is all right. Look like relatively high contact on him. But yeah, no matter what time of the day it is, we always have you guys here. And I feel like it just makes these games of rugby so much fun. Like, we could have the randomest chat, and it's always like just random hours, and no one really goes, oh, that's a weird thing to talk about or anything like that. Everyone just goes, yep, we'll talk about it. I think that's why it's so fun. And also we've got there, where's this band played? It is played at Leichhardt Oval. So they are at home here for the Waratahs. And also Giddo could play till his 60s. And so we have select class to this Gareth. And also we have got there, I hope he keeps playing until he's a 60 or till he's 60. CSK also as in Australia, I think it certainly is. And the bus is down, says John. He was for a half a second, but I think they put some oil back in him. And now he's good to go. And all of the nuts and bolts are working the way that they should be. That sounds a bit like an innuendo, but Julian Xavier's back up and ready to go. But they haven't got the ball again. That is the big thing. They haven't had hardly any of this possession for the first half. And that is going to be the tricky part. We're going to move the game back over there. There we go. And also, we've got that. I'm very busy with YouTube, says Brandon. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And now, nice backline movement as Parisi goes on the inside to Tane Edmund, trying to break his way through, and he is going to be wrestled down to the ground. Now, Jake Gordon going off to Angus Bell. Wide cut out pass off to Hugh Sinclair going for the corner. He's dropped the ball and it's gone into touch, though. And that is now going to be going back. Oh, it's once again another penalty, though, against the Hurricanes. They are getting penalised out of this game. Bus back in service, it is indeed. His next stop, the try line. Whether or not he gets there, though, we'll have to wait and see. It seems like the Waratahs have just come to play, haven't they? They aren't giving the ball up at all. I would say possession in this game has to be 80% to the Waratahs at least at this point in time. They have just had all ball, which does mean that it might end up wearing down on the Hurricanes in the later stages. But Hugh Sinclair, unfortunately, when he was going down the wing, just ends up losing that ball in contact. I believe it was a big shot from Duplessis Karefi. And now that will be a kick for the corner from Tane Edmund, as he looks to kick it for touch. And also we have got there, I'm doing well. About one live stream yesterday and two live stream today and one tomorrow. So here's Brandon there. There's a good kick for touch from the Waratahs, now only 10 metres out from the line. Visits to the opposition 22. The Hurricanes yet to get into. I mean, even visits to the opposition half is probably going to be a relatively one-sided affair at this stage. And also we have got there, Hamish, how did you get popular? I've been trying to get more subs, but I have been staying at 109 subs and posting a little bit. So here's Crazy Boy. It's a very good question because I honestly don't know if that makes sense. Like, I think it was just we got very lucky. And then from there, we were just like consistently uploading. I think that's one thing. You got to make sure you're consistent with it. Because if you kind of do some videos and then you don't do any for a little while, then people don't know what to expect. That's going to be, I think, held up as another advantage for them. And Post a Lot says, been out on your lawn. And also we have got there, do you just say, it's not busy? And there says Brandon, I don't think so. But now they were playing to the whistle, and that's what I hear from people, says been out on your lawn. But now, no try because he's not releasing, and Duplessis Karefi. So good, solid flanker. There says John, yeah, he is very impressive. So he tries to propel himself forward. It's going to be a no try there. And they're going back for another penalty. This is a huge amount of penalties up against the Hurricanes, and they need to be careful. Jake Gordon, he's not too happy with that decision, but at the end of the day, they've still got the penalty only 5 metres out from the line. So he did side shuffle, which did end up with him getting himself into a penalised situation, but now it is a scrum feed for the Waratahs, 5 metres out from the line. And where is he? Jake Gordon. See, there was the big propel forward with his foot. And like they're saying, a couple extra wriggles there, and Digito Sam's is there as well, or Digito. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, at the moment, the Hurricanes, they are 3-0 down, and they are trying to stop the Waratahs from having any chance of being able to get themselves another try. But they're working hard currently, the Waratahs. They have had all the ball, and that is something that I've said many times throughout this match. But the fact is that pretty much, and also not close at all. And there's Crazy Boy. And also we have got there, I started watching these live streams this round of the tournament, and we'll always watch them now. Great content and commentary, says Harrison. Appreciate you, mate. And we have got plenty more coming. That's gone over, and that's another try. And that is now going to be the try of Warren Viziatho, who was able to go and nicely done off the scrum. And that is going to be a dangerous try for the Waratahs at a perfect time in this match. And they have just really, I don't know what to say other than they just keep on hanging on to that ball, and they are not giving it up. It has led to another try opportunity. And yeah, the Hurricanes are going to need to do something different here. Wait, are they checking something here? No, they're not. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second that they were going to be checking something else, but I do appreciate that, Harrison. And yeah, we're back every single week with Super Rugby. We also cover the sevens, and that will be taking place next week. And then we've got the URC International Rugby. I watched the first live stream, and there's been out on your lawn. And also we have got there, I feel bad for you. Do you want to subscribe? Says Brandon. And also we've got that sub. It's all good, says Cruisy Boy. And also weird to think that as a Sapper, I have a strong dislike towards Aussie sports. But some of my favourite cricketers and rugby players are Aussies. Giddo, Latham, Moore, Earls, or Eels, Johnson, Clark, and Lee. Interesting. So I feel like you don't like the jersey that they're wearing, but you like the guy who's wearing the jersey. That's kind of fair enough, though. I know that there's some people who like have a hatred for certain teams, but then absolutely love one of their players. I'm trying to think of the example that I had the other day. I mean, a lot of people don't like the Crusaders, but they like Richie Mo'unga. Or they don't like the Crusaders, but they like Will Jordan or something like that. It's probably not quite the same, as those are kind of like different, like older names, I guess you could say. But Yeah, it seems to be that comparison, don't they? And also, as the conversion close to the post or on the sideline, says John, that one was a relatively easy one for him, and he was able to get the kick over, and now it's 10-0. So it was just out to the left-hand side of Murph Hughes, is my favourite cricketer. And then, okay, it is one time I say it no more. It is Brandon. Now it is going to be Geordie Barrett. He's got bright orange boots for this game. Now Josh Morby running hard at the line, and he hits it straight into Charlie Gamble. Now passing it back across, Geordie Barrett. Now goes to Aidan Morgan. Nice bit of drawing past Salisi Rayasi. Dragged into touch, I believe. Yes, he is. And it's going to be the Hurricanes now, who will have to try their best to somehow win this line out against the feed. But that was their first real attacking chance. They had about 3 phases, and that was all. But it looked dangerous in the time that they did have it. But I did say that they would win it by 11, I think it was, which is a bit nerve-wracking because currently they're going to have a big comeback. But they did it up against the Reds, and Canes are lacking a lot so far. Says Jack, one thing for sure, though, is definitely the discipline side of things. They've given away way too many penalties, which has continued to give the ball to the Waratahs. And come on, Canes, and also Hamish on YouTube, I say. And there as well, says Brandon. Now Jake Gordon about to put up the box kick. And it does go high up in the air, currently sitting on the halfway line. It's taken nicely by Salisi Rayasi, the flying winger. It was able to do very nicely last week for himself. What happened to TJ? I believe he's on the All Blacks kind of leave that they do have to leave him out for 1 week. I think it's the same as what Artie Savi and Geordie Barrett had last week, if I'm not wrong. I don't think there's an injury involved. Hope not anyway, because I think he will be. And the All Black side, nice run from Duplessis Karefi, getting forced sideways, 35 metres out now. Jamie Booth came off the boot, so they say play on, but it is going to be turned over now. It's a penalty to the Hurricanes for offside. And also we have got there 19 degrees in Ireland, going to have a barbecue. Sounds all right. What is a classic thing to have on a barbecue in Ireland? Because I know depending on where you are in the world, it kind of changes. What do we have? We have like sausages, burgers, that kind of thing. We don't put the whole burger on the barbecue, of course, but we cook the patty on the barbecue. Australians, of course, shrimp. That's that classic saying, shrimp on the barbie. 82% possession for the Waratahs. I said around 80%. I thought that was going to be, now it's dropped to 80% territory for them as well. A Guinness, says Nazi there, and also please score the Canes. Says Cruzy Boy, and also TJ not playing 5 minutes out. And there says Cruzy, I think you are a little bit ahead. So be sure not to have too many spoilers there. And also, boy, WGF, how you doing after last week? Come on, get you into gear and hang on to the ball, says Paddy. Giving them a bit of a team chat now. A suffer more. Jeez, he's quick when he starts getting going. And that was a nice run for Jamie Booth after Duplessis Karefi. And he might have dropped it. Although they might chicken and also Ireland potatoes on the barbecue, says John. Also, for me on the barbecue, you what? And there says Paddy. And also, there, sorry, see Screws, but no worries at all. It is all good. Yeah, I think it's Sky Go running a little tiny bit further behind. And also, yeah, sausages, burgers, chicken maybe. Or some nice chicken kebabs. Or chicken skewers, I guess, depending on where you're from. But Duplessis Karefi, he seems to think he got the ball down. I don't think he did. I think he got that stolen from him by the looks of it. No, see, I wouldn't say that that's a try for Duplessis Karefi. He tries to go to his back. You can't see whether or not he's got control of the ball. And all these angles are just not good. So I think this is going to be a no try. You do need clear and conclusive evidence that it did end up making its way over the line. But Jack, I will ask the question. Leinster versus Toulouse. What is your score prediction for that game? We are going to be covering it in 4 hours' time or so. Actually, 3.5 hours' time will be when that one is starting. Do Australians eat their crocs like Floridans? Eat alligators. Alligator is delicious on the barbecue. I don't believe... don't know. Now that I think about it, I can't speak for all Australians, but when I was there, we ate things such as KFC and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the Outback you might consider it. Also, we have got there who tried to score, and there's his Barry Green. So it was close for Duplessis Karefi, but he did end up just being short. And also, we've got there, what do you like more, lamb, steak, or chicken? It would depend on the situation. I feel like if you're talking like if I was only allowed to ever eat one of those ever again, I would probably go chicken just because I feel like there's so much you can do with it. You know, you can put it into a tender, a nugget, a pizza. Although a pizza, I guess if you're just eating chicken, you wouldn't be allowed the pizza base. Now I kind of want pizza. George is coming around tomorrow. Maybe he will bring pizza. I don't think he will. Sadly, I think he's coming around in the evening. Not sadly that he's coming. Sadly, he's not bringing pizza. And was that for the Waratahs? No, it was the Hurricanes. We're almost able to line and also stake all day. And Aaron Dan says, John, and also Hurricanes come back. Second half, they are strong. And then they certainly have a lot of talent. And Geordie Barrett almost able to make his way through the gap. Is there possibly an argument that that man could be the next number 12 for the All Blacks? Who knows? And also, hey, what's good, Brody? And there says, Naughty, welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, the handling errors, they have had 4 for the Hurricanes. Total passes 50 made by the Waratahs and 6 turnovers conceded. I had Pizza Hut today. Oh. Now I really want Pizza Hut. That's the problem. The nearest Pizza Hut, though, is 30 minutes away. So you got to work on the theory that, like, we can't get it delivered either. So if you're going to go get a $5 pizza, you're probably going to spend like $100 on fuel to get there to that pizza. So you would have to buy a majority of Pizza Hut. And also, where does Geordie prefer to play? I think, that was very high. I don't think he's got like a preferred one that I know of other than fullback. Unless, of course, maybe number 12 was his idea. It's very hard to tell, though, whether or not he did get chucked in there. But he seems to enjoy the crash ball side of things. I've run out of the line. He seems to like 12, though, and also RP. And Mummy makes me hungry spotted. And there says Brandon, hungry spotted. What is hungry spotted, Brandon? Do let me know. And also, when I play, I'm a wing. Says been out on your lawn, and also lamb chops and wars on the Braai all day long. Says Gareth Ferguson. So yeah, I feel like I've still got to try some South African barbecue food / Braai. So when I go there, I'm just going to find a random South African, and I will end up in that situation of pretty much just going, hey, can I use your barbecue? And also, you need pizza. Keep your commentation in there as well. Yeah, that's the thing. We've got a lot of live streams in the next little while. Of course, we've got the one at 2 a.m. tonight. And then after that, we have got a 4 p.m. game tomorrow. And then after that, we have got Racing 92 versus the Rochelle. That is going to be the penalty now for the Hurricanes. Big old push at scrum time. And also, I want to eat shut up. And also, my Barry wants to get his brother Philip Barbie dolls. Fair enough. Well, if Philip likes Barbie dolls, perfect gift. And also, we've got there, do you get Uber Eats, says Cruisy Boy. Sadly, because I'm in a small town, we don't actually have Uber Eats, which sucks because, like, you can't really get anything. So the nearest that they've got Uber Eats, I think, is actually about that 30 minutes away. You can get food delivered. But other than that, like, here you're pretty much, if you want anything, you have to go down and get it. But the problem is they all close at like 8. So you can't really get anything. So I think the only late night place is a pub, which does have decent food. To be fair, and how's it, man? Says David the Mod there. And also, I'm right wing and barely get the ball. That is exactly what happened to me. I played for 2 years, touched the ball like 3 times because we had a number 10 and a number 9 who did not like passing. Currently, Archer Hole's staying down for a little bit longer. So they are going to have a bit of a stoppage for this one. And also, final score, Warriors, Rabbitohs, 30 points to 32. Penrith currently winning 12 points to 6 over the Storm. And also, go Hurricanes, kick some ass second half. And also, Geordie is a versatile player who can play any position in the back line, says Naughty. Exactly right. And that is why, like, you got to have him in that. You got to have him in the All Black squad, and probably in the starting lineup. To be fair, if he doesn't want to play fullback, if they give it to maybe Will Jordan instead, I think would be the other option because at the moment Damian McKenzie playing in Japan isn't going to be available. And also, Geordie at inside centre, but Anton Leonard-Brown also very strong inside Rico will be good for the ABs, says John. And I guess it's that big question of how long is Anton Leonard-Brown out for, and could his role be filled in by Jack Goodhue? Possibly as that combo. And also, I like Shake Out again. It was so good, says Betty Wagon. Also, just eating up the dab rig. And there, I was going to set up a try and got subbed off. And now going for Dave Parecki. That looked like about 4 players off the ball ended up running into each other. And it is going to be the penalty now for the Hurricanes. And a bit of obstruction there, which does mean now the Hurricanes are going to have themselves the penalty, and they will be kicking it for the corner. So Tanya, but initially, I think it was Lalakai Foketi ran to the same gap, and he's your favourite Super Rugby team. I feel like there is one right answer for this one, Cruisy Boy. I know who you go for. I know who Paddy goes for, and I'm going to say the Hurricanes just because I know that is the right answer, but I do enjoy watching all the Super Rugby teams. As a Hurricanes fan, I would take a deep breath. Hurricanes, we love you, says Justin, and also with Big Geordie at inside, have Jordan at fullback these days, says Harrison. Yeah, I like that combo, and I'm actually going to do a video probably in the next week or two that is going to be my, I guess, All Blacks starting lineup and reserves that I would go with this season. And that's going to be not straight from a Safa So that is unfortunately, we have a pub called the Waimati in Taranaki. And there you go. Is it any good? Do let me know. And Geordie should really play 12. Can't believe he hasn't. And there says Gareth, and also we have there, of course, says Crazy Boy, and also Yeet, says Brandon there as well. But yeah, I am going to bring in out that video relatively soonish. I've still got to have a bit of a think about it because there's some positions that I've got to work out who's injured and who's not. Because I know that we've got quite a few injuries currently in New Zealand. So I guess it would either be like current, excluding the injuries, or I would just say, like, if players are injured, I'm working on the theory that they're not injured anymore. Yeah, Hurricanes is my team I follow, says John there. And I'll say, yeah, they have awesome food, says Bernard on my lawn. So that is good news. And Canes, why you not score a try? Says Katie. That is a very good question. At the moment, kick meters are identical, and the Hurricanes still haven't scored. It's weird to see that they've almost been going 30 minutes, and they've had hardly any of the ball. And they just don't seem like they're quite finding the mojo yet. And also, watch our prediction. Hurricanes will rain on them because they're the Hurricanes in there. I like the mentality of the fact that second half was huge for them up against the Reds. We need to remember this is a side that was 17-0 down to then go on and win 30 points to 17. So they will be a tough one. I think Hurricanes are a second half team. And also the George emojis and the Hamish emojis in there as well from Katie Dixon. Now Jed Holloway breaks, and he's got a man in support. Why fling him pass out to Dylan Beach? That was a classy pass from a lock. And now Geordie Barrett misses the tackle. Julian Savia makes it. The Waratahs only 15 metres out from the line. And also we got there, what cheese you got in your fridge, says Gareth. I was trying to look earlier on to see if there was some kind of connection for that. Oh, that'll be from the earlier live stream, won't it? And George Fun laughs. And there as well says Robert, he is indeed. And we are actually going to be having him round tomorrow night at about 6:30. I think he's going to be able to come round. And we are going to film some more of our Rugby League Live for Career mode. Jed Holloway. It's a brilliant pass wide. Like, I feel like it was picture perfect. Even some of the backs would have been envious of the way that he got that ball out. But initially, it was a great break. But then there was just a little knock on there. And also we got that. This chat is very weird. And there says Cruisy Boy. But okay, says Cruisy as well. See, that's what I was talking about earlier on. Everyone's weird in their own way. But it just links into a big weird ball. And I guess you need a ball to play rugby, don't you? So you need our weirdness for the game. Sure, we'll go with that. And also the number 9 in the team, I've kept passing the ball under his team's legs during the scrum. Says Burnout on your lawn. And also the Hurricanes are playing in or coming in to deliver the pain so bad the Tars will get Kane in the second half. I got 2 types of Irish cheddar. That's right, 2. What is Irish cheddar like? That's a very good question. And Dan Kane's under the pump. We need a Dane Cole's intercept and runaway try and Kia ora, Kiwi lad, says Ants. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. At the moment, the Hurricanes, they just need to get themselves a little bit more momentum heading into the second half. And if they get a try late, there's a good chance that they could do that. And also, hypothetically speaking, if Hurricanes lose, where would we be on the table, says Justin? They would be 7th. But if they win this game, they move up to 4th. If the Waratahs win, they move up to 4th. So a 4th place position's on the line until that game up against the Chiefs and the Rebels tomorrow, where the Chiefs might be able to take that spot back if they are victorious. But now Jamie Booth fires it back into the pockets. Alessi Rayasi gets it downfield. And also we have got there, really, Hamish, you are bad. It was rhyme and you didn't even finish it in there, says Paddy. Didn't even finish it. Oh, the Hurricanes are coming in to deliver the pain. So bad the Tars will get Kane in the second half game. And there, I see. Sorry, I didn't realise it was a rhyme there, sadly. But I will catch on for the next one. That's a knock on from Jed Holloway. Now it's going to be the Hurricanes who have got themselves a scrum feed. It's starting to get a little bit scrappy between them. Did you see Dragons versus Cardiff? I did not. It was last night, wasn't it? Who ended up winning it? Didn't even know. Make it 4 out of 4 for the Kiwis. And yeah, and I'm going to try and pronounce your name so that I make sure I do get it right. Is it Mafui? Mafui? Do let me know if that is correct. If not, do let me know how to say it so that I can So a bit smoother. The weirdness is definitely better than some of the other rugby chats that are so aggressive and people are just there cussing each other out for 2 hours, says Gary Dixon. Also, how many points are the Brumbies on again, Hamish? I will quickly get that up for you. Super Rugby table. The Brumbies, they are sitting on 43 currently. So they did have their second loss to the Blues. The Blues are sitting on 50. So they have got themselves in a very good position. Hey, I see a Michael Hooper and a Jamie Roberts in there as well. I feel like that cap would have to be an extra large for Jamie Roberts. Cardiff won 19 points to 18. Also, very close one between the two sides. That's a massive push from the Waratahs. The ball is just out, though, they have said. So they will just be able to hang on to it. Very lucky for them. But yeah, in this game at the moment, the Hurricanes, they're on 29 points. Waratahs on 32. So both sides trying to make their way a little bit further up. And both sides will have the chance at a home final if they do end up winning it. Now, Geordie Barrett in the pocket. He'll be putting up one of those classic torpedo kicks that he does. It's always tough to read, and it's going to be an awkward bouncing one as well. Still bouncing awkwardly for Alex Newsom, but it's gone back into the 22, which does mean he can kick it for touch. And also we've got there, and every time someone on our team got the ball in the try line, they just let us score, says Ben out on your lawn. And also we have there, Yago Cardiff. And there's Katie, because I know that there's one more game of the URC, isn't there, happening this weekend. I believe. I'm just going to quickly go URC fixtures. I think there's only the 2 games, and I think it might be Zebre Benetton, and that is going to be tomorrow, 3:30 a.m., so about 5 hours' time. That game will be taking place. And then after that, we've got Ulster versus the Sharks next week at 6:35 a.m. That's almost become our normal time. Realistically, if the Chiefs win, will they move into 4th spot? They will indeed. So they currently, I guess that would almost, if the Waratahs lose this game, or they actually both need to lose so that the Chiefs, if they do win it, they can really secure themselves upcoming spot, because we've got only 2 weeks left of the competition. So you'd have to argue that anyone really of that top 8 can almost get into the top 4 for that 4th spot. And we still lost because we had over 6 foot, or they had people over 6 foot. What age group is that? Burn out on your lawn, do let me know. It's the thing. Normally there's always that one really big kid who grows early. And aside, it was actually George's cousin in our team. He was a big boy. Then unfortunately in a scrum for one game, the opposition front row just decided he'd start punching people in the balls. So he fell to that, unfortunately. It's an interesting tactic, but it was an effective one, because he was just knocking all our players down by giving them a tap sack. And under 15 says burn out on your lawn. And also don't lose Canes and go Hurricanes, go, says Emma Choi. And also, well, apart from the Blues, this competition is wide open, says Justin Anshaw as I suffer more. Now driving with the legs. He's just dragging Warren Viziato along with him. Now Salisi Rayasi finds the offload to Sangster. He's dropped it, though. And that is the last thing they wanted. Charlie Gamble, it looked like he was going to set up for the kick, but now they are going to be kicking it back downfield. Big Will Harris goes for the kick. It's a great one as well. That is sensational bomb, the big number 6. He's made the tackle alongside Tane Edmund. Josh Morby's been able to clean it up, though. Only sitting about 35 metres out. And also I got slapped on the arm as a fend. And there says burn out on your lawn. Now, it's like a bit of a counteract from Jed Holloway, unable to get the turnover, though. Hugh Sinclair, that went backwards from a suffer more. They have said in the crowd are not too happy with it. The Canes need to start Ruben Love, in my opinion. The kid is really good, says John Yee. He's got a lot of potential, Ruben Love. Because I don't know where Aidan Morgan's come from. Because I know that they had Auburn Ledger last year, and then also, I mean, they've still got Jackson Garden Bishop, of course. But I'm not sure where Aidan Morgan came onto the scene, but he's been pretty decent overall. But I like what Ruben Love brings to the side in terms of that kicking game, as well as that running in the team, or the team arrived. They are really big players. So here's burn out on your lawn. That is going to be going out wide to Charlie Gamble. Beautiful link up with Isaiah Parisi. And now cut him back. Great tackle from Josh Morby. Brilliant offload, though. And Dylan Beach, he's claiming that one. There might have been a knock on. I was like, oh no. And it says burn out. And also we have got there need not beat. And also go the Canes, says Tezza. And also Hurricanes, says CLC. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also Omicron, if they lose, says Tesla. And also the Canes should train with the Warriors. And not a fan of GB. And there, so that is Garden Bishop, of course. And he doesn't seem to be the most popular man around. What do you think of his brother, Connor Garden Bishop? I think I always ask that question as well. See what people think. Because he seems to be an up-and-coming young talent who got all the pace out of the two. It was nicely done by Charlie Gamble. Off to Isaiah Parisi, who then was able to find that flick past the no look. And then Dylan Beach went in and Jimmy sucks. Sorry, but it's true. And then also the game's winning. I'll just run my crystal balls to foresee the outcome, says Naughty. I predicted them to win by 11, which I'm a bit nervous about now and get on the scoreboard, Canes, says MH Joy. Oh, okay. So they have just said there was a bit of a bobble on the ground. The commentator said that, and then they said, hang on, let's just move away from that. Let's not show that again. So I guess maybe it looked like an initial knock on, if I did have to guess, but they are clearing it, and it is all good. His brother is quick, says John there, but Dylan Peach has now been able to get that try for the Waratahs. And we'll go like this. Peach, there we go. He was able to score in the 36. So the Hurricanes, they've come back from 17-0 before. If this kick goes over, they will have to do it again. Hurricanes stupid. And then hello, Katie says, Tesla, that kick is missed from Tane Edmund. So it will remain at 15-0 in favour of the Waratahs. Should Ireland use Sexton or Carberry? It's made number 10 for the World Cup. Oh. So we're looking at about 500 days away. I'm assuming both at the time injury-free. Oh, see, it's the whole thing of, do you want that huge amount of experience out there for a start, or do you want it coming off the bench for you? I would actually, for now, if it was happening tomorrow for the World Cup, I would start Sexton. But Joey Carberry can go a long way in the next 500 days or so. But for me currently, if it was based off current form, Sexton, like using that experience, and also he just seems to be a cool, calm head for Leinster whenever he does end up playing, which is pretty much Ireland 2.0 in terms of the international side of things. So yeah, I would go Sexton first, but in 500 days or so, I can see Carberry getting the start, and then maybe Ross Byrne as your third option, I assume. And the average height of a 7-year-old is 4 foot, and that kid was 5 foot. And there says Byrne on your lawn. And also, we got there. Living Wellington, like Hamish said, any team in the top 8 could make top 4, according to my calculations. That's after this game, including. And watch how Waratahs will run out of gas second half. Watch the comeback from the Hurricanes. Here's Mafui as well, but now it's going to be a nice pass off from Sangster to Salesi Reasi. 40 metres out. It's a game of 2 halves. No need to worry, says Naughty there. And that's going to be the penalty to the Waratahs in the first half. It's certainly not gone the way of the Hurricanes. And also would be a shame if Carberry didn't get used in the World Cup as he is entering his prime years, says Jack. And also John Cooney or Craig Casey. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a huge amount of Cooney, so I don't think I can comment too much on him. I'm just going to quickly look him up just to remind my face, or not my face, my brain of who he is in terms of what he looks like. Hey, I haven't seen a huge amount of him, to be honest. I'm looking at him in a picture of the Ulster kit. I think I've only seen him play maybe 2 or 3 times. So I'll probably go Casey because I know him a bit better. But if John Cooney is the better option, then I feel like he will be a good one to go. Every time I get a new rugby jersey, they change it. Says it was from Burnout, and also we have got there like legit, says this, and also we have got there it's some complaining about the size of a 7-year-old. And he says, and also Bowden Barrett played very well, says Jack. And also as soon as the Hurricanes get out of the first gear, we'll be doing okay. Hurricanes wakey, eggs and bakey, says Justin. And also I can hear my dad yelling at the TV, says Izzy. It is not a fun time for Hurricane supporters, that is for sure, because it is currently not exactly going the way that they would like. And every time we think they're going to get a little bit more of momentum, it just disappears. It's going to be kicked or thrown long, stolen by the Hurricanes. It's juggly, and it's a knock-on from the Waratahs. But the thing is, if the Hurricanes can get themselves a try before the end of this half, you're sitting maybe 10 points down. That's doable. Following also who the hell is Bowden. And there's Petty, and also we've got the believing is achieving Petty. Oh, that one as well says Tesla. But I guess that's probably what Elon Musk was thinking, wasn't it? Sorry, I don't know whether or not you enjoy that comparison between your name and the company. He just bought Twitter, didn't he? So then also that is, this is Dallas Jackal's behavior. Says Katie, and also I can smell the bacon, cooking eggs are in the pan. Oh, now I really want pizza and also eggs. So this is unfortunate. Oh, how about a bacon and, I was going to say a bacon and egg pizza, but a bacon and egg pie probably more likely. Also, Hurricanes don't deserve to be in the top 8. And also can't wait for the Ireland All Blacks series, says Jack. It's going to be awesome. And we are going to be covering every single game of that series on the channel. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you haven't already. That's a big push, and the Hurricanes have got themselves the advantage now. First receiver, and it's straight to Salisi Reasi. Now Balin Sullivan offloads back up to Reasi. Yeah, anyone who does want to check it out, the second channel that we have got, it is going to be the Kiwi Lads Sport. And be sure to check that out. That is the link in the chat there. And now it is going to be going in. I don't like Teslas much, but they are doing good for the environment. And then also that Blues one was nice for us, Kiwi, says Tesla. It certainly was. And it looks like maybe Archer Holes. Oh, he almost got stood on. Luckily, Geordie Barrett was able to dodge just enough. Now Jamie Booth around the side. They've got another advantage. And now still hanging on to this one as well. Around the side, Julian Savia, the bus, finds the offload up to Justin Sangster, as I like to call him, Kyle Mills with headgear, although he's lost his headgear at the moment. Now Julian Savia, nice inside ball, almost opening up for Geordie Barrett. And he is going to be released. I think he bought the Twitter just so he could keep closer tabs on who talks about him on the internet. Says Katie, I mean, when you got that much money, worth a crack, I guess. And also, do you think Munster would do well in Super Rugby? I think so. I think the way that they play rugby is very much like, it used to be forward orientated, but now they've really mixed in the back line as well, which is why I feel like they would do decently. And also we have got there, wait for the second half. We're going to turbo mold Hurricanes, and also Munster would be awesome in the Super Rugby, says Justin. Same with, Leinster, it's just a dream match, isn't it? Everyone wants to see Leinster versus the Crusaders. Me and George actually played it on Rugby Challenge 4 over on the Kiwi Lads Extras channel. We've got a few channels. We need to get a couple of the other ones fired back up, and that is going to be the goal for the near future. I was talking about Bowden Barrett, and then Aidan Morgan is from Marison Pats. Wellington, says William. And Elon Musk starting lineup for the All Blacks. Worth a crack. He's got plenty of money. If he was willing to give them enough to keep grassroots rugby going for a very long time, I would be willing to give him a spot in the starting lineup. And also, Elon Musk bought Twitter. Saw one of his Tesla cars on the supercar Blondie look like a jet plane. Was crazy good, says John as well. And also the Blues Brothers. And then also, Teslas aren't the nicest looking cars. They are fast and best for the environment. Tesla electricity all the way. Says Tesla there. Was your name by any chance actually named after the car, or was it just a coincidence? Do let me know. And also, Elon Musk might be an alien. He might be. Same with Mark Zuckerberg. Did I say his name right? Probably not. It's going to be a knock-on advantage. Why did the Waratahs not grab that? Now the Waratahs hanging on to that one. Now it's going back for halftime. That was weird because the Hurricanes, it bounced off the post. One of the Waratahs players knocked it on, but then no one jumped on it. They could have ended that half just like that. And also we've got Mark Zuckerberg there as well. Says Katie Dixon. Also number 8, Elon. Is tall but light. Says burnout on your lawn. And also Elon Musk might be an alien. And also, do you think Ronaldo would be a good rugby player? It's a tricky one because he hasn't got, I guess it's that whole thing of the evolution of the game. Everyone used to be a lot smaller than they are now. So if he bulked up to about 100 kgs, you could put him out on the wing. But then if he bulked up to 100 kgs in a hurry, you're probably looking at a slower Ronaldo. I'm going to look up to see how quick Ronaldo is. Cristiano Ronaldo. And the other side of things is, of course, it's very physical compared to the football. I love how the first thing that comes up in the recommended section is normally the wife for Cristiano Ronaldo. One moment. How much does the man weigh? He's 85 kg, so he's actually not the smallest lad around. Everyone else, I'm 23. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Jack. Hope you are doing well. And also happy birthday, Mark Zuckerberg. Knows your Facebook conversations, and he probably knows you more than anyone. Says burnout on your lawn. And also we have got there, well, there was not a good halftime score. We could score 27 points in the second half, depending on the mindset of the coach. Halftime speech, good luck, Canes. See, that's the thing. Technology is really weird. And I'm going to use an example of something that happened the other day. So I hadn't seen any advertising for it, right? But it was Mother's Day, and I got me mum an hoodie, if you guys know what that is, which is pretty much like a blanket jersey. Like I said, didn't even know that there were ads for it or anything. Then as soon as I bought it, after that, I actually ended up getting ads on YouTube recommending hoodies. But I'd already bought one, so it didn't really work out. And 85 kg is a solid big bro, especially for a football player, says John. Yeah, it's quite big, because normally, I know a lot of the New Zealand players are probably like 70, if they're lucky. And also we have got there, not after the car Hamish of the inventor, Nikola Tesla, who was born in 1850-something and died at 1943 and invented a lot of stuff we use today in terms of technology. Ah, I see. Interesting. Is your name Nicola as well? No, what was the other part of your name that you used to have other than Tesla? I'm trying to remember, but my brain's blank. And also, he is 36 and clocked 20.2 miles per hour on average this season. And also, we have got the 85K Jesus Solid. And also, pro tip, delete your Facebook. And now Mark Zuckerberg knows nothing. Says Katie Dixon. And also, how many points do the points get every week? Says Jack. So pretty much it is the case of for a win, you do end up getting yourself 4 points. For a draw, I believe it becomes 2 if you do end up right at the end being the draw. And then alongside that, get a bonus point for being 3 points or more ahead. That's a live 3 or more tries ahead, I should say. And then also a bonus point if you're losing by less than 7. And yeah, they have algorithm Amish. It's exactly what they do. It's a marketing software. Says Justin there as well. But yeah, I did end up, it hasn't arrived yet, but hopefully it arrives relatively soon. It's just like, it looks like a comfy thing. But I saw that they also had like giant sleepwear that looks like a massive overgrown Giants shirt. And it was weird. And as we look at that, can you give us one bold prediction you think will happen in rugby in the next 5 years? Or does it have to be right? Because I'm sure I could come up with plenty overall. But I think Northern Hemisphere side in the next 5 years is winning a World Cup. Is that bold, though? Because France are the favourites. Because that's the thing. We've got 2 World Cups. We've got the one in Australia and we've got the one in France. And also South African comeback rugby champion. And also, what is Ronaldo's height? I think he's tall. He is 1.87 meters. So not too bad. Overall, he's about 8 centimeters taller than myself. And also he's 6'2". Is he? Does that mean I'm almost 6 foot? I'm probably not. To be honest, I think I'm like 5'11 or 5'10. Somewhere around there. My bold prediction, 5 years USA to make the top 8 in the Rugby World Cup. I think Scotland will beat New Zealand in 5 years' time, says Jack. I believe you. Because Scotland at the moment, they are developing very nicely. Although the big thing for Scotland is that some of those older players who are really helping, and my name's not Nicola, I can't remember if I had another name besides Tesla. This is Tesla. I thought for a second you were going to say I can't remember my name. And I was wondering what was happening. Maybe you are also an alien, alongside Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg trying to sell us a car. Maybe. It's like one of those back of the mind things, how it's like every time you see Tesla, maybe you make a cent. And also, I've had the YouTube Tesla for a few years, I think, and I control my data, the cloud. Says Katie Dixon, I'm nearly 6 foot, says been out on my lawn. And yeah, because that's the thing. Once they lose Stuart Hogg, I think that's going to be a big changer for them because he has been so good for so long. Finn Russell, he's still relatively young, I think, if I'm not wrong. And also, we look at the Hurricanes need to be first on the scoreboard in the second half. Otherwise, this is going to end badly for them. And they did try and take on the 3 points, the Hurricanes, but it did hit the post in the earlier stages, which was not nice for them. And imagine if aliens came here just to sell us cars. Well, that would be, I guess the thing is, you could call it a waste, but then you could also call it very strategic because no one's going to call them out for being aliens if you're just selling a car. Like, why would you, like you said, why would they do it? You wouldn't want to. You'd rather, what do aliens do other than probing? I'm trying to think of what happened in The Simpsons. Can't think of too much. And also, Blues are hungry. Now, I wish electric cars made noise. Says it was from Burnout on Your Lawn. And also, are they still crowd restrictions in New Zealand for stadiums? The crowd attendance or New Zealand looks really low. I don't think we have got restrictions. It's just a lot of people are still, with the cases popping up, they've just gone, like, I'd rather watch the game from home type thing or a local bar just to limit contact. But it is a shame for the game in New Zealand just because they're not really getting huge numbers. Hopefully for the Bunnings NBC in 3 months' time, they can start to fire up again. How many points on average do the Blues get, says Jack? Well, one moment. The points differential for them is 183. It doesn't have their points for and points against, though, sadly. So we will go here and we'll see what else I can find out for you. Super Rugby. Going to see how many points they have scored this year. It's a lot, though. They have scored quite a few points throughout the season. Where are they? There's the Blues. Seasonal stats. This is what we're after. The season, they have scored, it doesn't say, but they've scored 52 tries this year, if that helps. Average gain is 7.2 meters. That is actually insanely high. And meters carried, they've had 7,625. Okay, I cannot find the exact amount of tries, though, sadly. For the season. Actually, no, I can. No, wait, you don't want tries, you want points. Hang on. I'm going to find it. It's just loading. And having a cup of coffee. Here comes the Hurricanes second half smash in there. I bloody hope Canes ball is back in the second half. And it's Wes Wilson playing. He is not, sadly, for this matchup. Okay, they also do not have... Okay, it's hard to find actual points for a side by the looks of it. And also, they better land in New Mexico and come visit me. Oh, I'm going to be pissed. And also, let's go on the Hurricanes to win. So yes, it was the Incredibles. And also, my friend back in year 8 at a speech on Alien saying that a guy made an alien with his bare hands. Interesting. So, like, he sculpted him. Maybe that's what the movie Ghost was based off. Do you guys know that movie? Some of you may not. Who's in Ghost? I think it's Patrick Swayze, isn't it? Ghost cast. Is it Patrick? Yeah, Patrick Swayze. All the ladies used to love Patrick, I believe. Also, Demi Moore was in it. Whoopi Goldberg. They're about the only ones I know. By the looks of it. Yeah, no, I don't know too many of the other ones in there, but Ghost. It's the one with the song in it. And also, don't worry, guys, the Hurricanes are just warming up, and it's 100% now. So here's Andre. I'm liking the confidence. I'm going to have a quick look at the odds to see how it is sitting currently for the Hurricanes to be able to go on to win this game. They are 15 down, but they have come back before. We'll have to wait and see whether or not they can do the same. Right, the Hurricanes currently, as we sit, where are they? Where are they hiding? Sport, that's where we would be. Rugby Union, the Hurricanes to win this game, they're only paying $4. That is quite incredible that they are only paying that, and the Canes will put replacements on early, says Eric. I think they have to here. And also stuff I could easily prove wrong. And also Waratahs doing good. Let's see if they can continue at all fail a great lead. And there says Louis, and also we've got there, I think the aliens are here among us. I believe that y'all would think I'm a lunatic if you knew my alien beliefs. There says Katie, and also I genuinely believe aliens exist just because of the size of the universe. So yes, there's there as well. But currently, they are showing me a tennis hype up package, and I don't normally watch tennis, but it's kind of made me hyped up for tennis, even though I don't watch it. Also, Waratahs doing good. And there says Louis, they certainly are, and they had a majority of that first half position. I still can't believe that the Waratahs, for how it is sitting, are only $1.17 favourites. For this, Hurricanes 13 plus is paying $18 at the moment. Also, what if we are aliens and this is not our planet? Whoa. That's deep. That is for sure. Currently, we are watching an ad with the All Blacks in it. And of course, the All Blacks aren't too far away from coming back, co-created with the All Blacks. That's Jack Goodhue. Does that mean he's going to be in the All Blacks, maybe? Who knows? And also, come on, Julian Savia awaken. I don't believe them at all, really. There's probably another form of human somewhere. And also, that's probably true. And if it is, then all beings in this versus are aliens. And also, Canes have pulled off a lot of second-half upsets, but not UFOs and stuff. And also, as deep as a bucket of KFC. So there's Justin there as well. See, now we've talked about food so often, and I do enjoy me a nice bit of food. And I feel like now KFC, I know that it's 30 minutes away, but maybe tomorrow could be a road trip. And come on, Hurricanes, says Brandon. Also, this Japanese and aliens more than the Canes are winning. Says Katie Dixon there as well. And also, hey, Katie Dixon, says Brandon. Yeah, and hopefully that's the thing. My nose is itchy. But more of the other side of things is that the Hurricanes, they are underdogs, don't get me wrong there, but if the Waratahs do play, I guess, a little bit more of a risky game, that might end up backfiring for them. And the last thing that they want is to end up giving away this lead. And KFC or McDonald's, I'm about to sneeze. I think it depends on what's there. Like, I enjoy a double down from KFC or a Colonel Stacker, but I also enjoy some things from McDonald's, the chips. I'm going to sneeze again. It's unfortunate. I was doing so well with the hay fever. Now it's just giving me a bit of a bang in the face. Also, at this moment, it sounds like we are missing key position players. There's Justin there, TJ Perenara for this matchup, which is going to be a big one for them. I just try not to sneeze again. while I'm at it, because I feel like the sneeze could be coming in a very short moment. I think I'm good. I think I've finished sneezing. Hopefully. Maybe a KFC for sure. Says Tesla there as well. And also we have got there wouldn't be any creatures on Saturn 100%. Says a bit out on your lawn and aliens and food. I love how these chats get, says Tesla. And also Jupiter. And yep, aliens are real. Canes winning. Unlikely, but not entirely impossible. Come on, Canes. Says John. And also it's 5 a.m. for me, brother. And also I've just had second breakfast, scrambled eggs and tomato sauce, greasy. And there says Eric. And also it's 5 a.m. says Brandon as well. But currently, I mentioned about those odds of the Hurricanes paying $4 on the TAB. I believe now, if I have a look, those odds have drastically dropped. They're down to $3.70, which means everyone and their dog is putting money on the Hurricanes currently to be able to go on and win this game. So I guess if anyone was betting, it might not be the smartest option, depending on how the second half goes, but there is still a chance that maybe they can come back and get themselves a win. And also HP Lovecraft would have a lot to say here. And there says Katie Dixon. And also we have got the unless they are creatures that live and breathe in gaseous surfaces. There you go. I'm quickly going to blow my nose before the second half gets underway. The tissue does not like me. There we go. It has come out of the box, which is the tricky part of the job. But now these two sides making their way back out onto the park. I will quickly go like this and mute myself, and I will be back in a very short moment. There we go. The thing is, I got a different box of tissues, and these are comfier than the other ones. The other ones are very hard. But as the table currently sits, the Waratahs would be in fourth, and they would overtake the Chiefs. And the big thing is, they would actually sit on 36. I'm just going to do some quick maths and see the points differential. Okay, the Waratahs, they don't have the better points differential than the Chiefs, though. So that is going to be the tricky one for them. And Elon Musk has said a few times, 1 in a billion chance we are on base reality. So basically he's saying we're all NPCs to other people in another universe. There you go. That's deep, isn't it? And also, who knows? I think it'll be a big hurricane for the Waratahs. And at the second half, says Louis there as well. Yeah, that's the thing. We've seen how well the Waratahs go in second half games, but we've also seen how brilliant the Hurricanes can be. And also, we have got there, I just want the USA one day. Says Barry, and also they're predicting today will be the highest polling count in England. Being our early supplies in it and shall lock down for the day's rugby, says Eric. Strategic, because I mean, I am just sneezing flat out throughout every day. At the moment, next minute, Hurricanes reach 50, says Louis. And also, we have got there, Hurricanes will devastate Waratahs in the second half. And also to hot places and maybe to see you, says Brandon. But it is currently a counter ruck from the Hurricanes, unable to get the ball, though. And now the Waratahs are going to have this one at the back of the maul. On the back of the ruck, it's actually, well, it's almost turned into a maul the way that those players are fighting. Looks like it's Charlie Gamble. Now taken nicely by Geordie Barrett right near the touchline. Goes around Noah Kwanenawasi. We haven't really seen him in the first half. Nice little flick pass off to Josh Morby now. And he accelerates. In fact, just Duplessis Karifi. And then also those ones are high fever. And there as well, says Mark. Now nice run from Morby. Trying to break through. And the Hurricanes starting the second half extremely well compared to the first one. Moment we will go like one of my nostrils is very sore now. Geordie Barrett, he was getting involved and passing off to Dane Cole. Strategic party, severe, a great asset to the team. He brings more than physicality. And now Osavia brings more to the team than physicality. Brings mana, says Justin. Now the ball available at the back. Jamie Boo flick on the inside. Geordie Barrett meter short now of the line for the Hurricanes. Around the side, Salisi Rayasi tries to spin and hasn't quite able to go in now. Josh Morby pops it up to TK Howden. The Hurricanes have started the second half exactly how they would have wanted to. Now James Blackwell around the side once again. And they are getting closer and closer. That's over. And Tavita Mafaleo does end up scoring the first try of the match. And anyone who put their money on them at halftime will be a very happy man at this stage. All women who did end up putting the money on. Although it's still early for this match, but it is going to be nicely done by Mafaleo. There we go. Now we'll also go like this. And we are better now, hopefully. But Mafaleo, how does one spell Mafaleo? I need to make sure that I do get that spelling right. Mafileo. Ah, okay. Mafileo. There we go. And he has been able to score in the 41st minute of the game already. Nicely done. He's only been on the field for a couple minutes. For myself and also we have got the game on says the Incredibles exactly right, and also 27 points Hurricanes. So let's put it on them. And also we have got there Be Water, my friend. Be Water, my friend. There's Obi. Good. Like I said, next minute 50, and I told you, says Mafui. And there is and also go the Cane says burnout on your lawn. It's always the second half I've noticed. The first half for hay fever wise, I'm kind of fine. And then the second half comes around, and I think it's a halftime break. And then I just end up sneezing, and then I ruin it. And Bruce Lee quote, Be Water. And there as well. Says John, but currently now they are going to be going forward. And also that's the plan, brother. I've wanted to go to New Zealand since I was about 18 years old. Says Katie Dixon there as well. And they will be very happy with that. The Hurricanes getting themselves back to 5 points. In fact, 7 points to 15 now as that kick did go over. We'll go like that. There we go. It is back in the middle. Aidan Morgan, I was going to say, did not get to kick that one. Instead, Geordie Barrett was in charge of those ones. The Canes second half team, if not saying, well, I'm not saying they will win, but they are a second half team. Says Tesla there now hanging on to it. Jamie Booth now nice inside border. Salisi Reasi. Currently 44 minutes through, about time for the Canes to get on board. Says Justin. Now Owen Franks, another sub that they didn't end up making. I'm just looking through to see who else has been replaced in New Zealand. Is amazing. We have infrastructure. So I'm going to move the game back over to there. That's going to be now a penalty in favour of the Waratahs, and it is TK Howden who has been penalised there, and they will have to be careful with that discipline side of things for the second half. I think my nose is going to run all night now, unfortunately, which is unfortunate. I just said unfortunate 3 times. And also we have a dessert here waiting for you, KT, in there. Here's Obi. Is that a Pavlova? Obi, do let me know. And also Geordie Legend says, John, and also how old are you, Katie Dixon? Just say on Discord you don't want to say, says Brandon. And also we've got how's the situation of COVID in New Zealand and your region as New Zealand Prime Minister is also affected of COVID, says Koenig. It's been like the area that I'm in, we haven't really had a huge amount of numbers. Like I'm just getting hit hard with hay fever for about the past 3 months. But other than that, it hasn't actually been too bad here, but it's now starting to ramp back up a little bit. But we're only a small town, so we don't really get a huge amount of cases. And also, it's all good. I've said it many times, chat, or in the chat, brother. I'm 38, and also, yes, a dessert, not desert. And there, wait, a desert, not dessert. So there's no dessert. I want a Pavlova. Can we get cheesecake, Obi? Is that allowed? Also, we've got that sounds very Mad Max. And Johnny Barrett has still not peaked when he does watch out. World, keep it up, Hurricanes. And also, people call it an actual desert in my class. And also, we have got there 7 years old to me. There's Brandon there as well. And also, Hamish says Tesla. Yeah, I do enjoy a good cheesecake, though. Do we have the Cheesecake Factory here in New Zealand? Out of curiosity. I don't think we do, or we at least don't in my region or anywhere nearby. Geography. And there as well says burn out on your lawn. Currently now it is going to be there. And dang, I thought there was going to be dessert. Changed my mind. Not coming to New Zealand now, says Katie Dixon. That's the thing. It's just one S, isn't it? The S makes all the difference. You're either getting yourself probably dehydrated or you're getting yourself a lovely cheesecake, which is what I was hoping for that one. George loves a cheesecake too, to be honest. He loves a chocolate sundae. He was telling me the other day. And also, look after yourself, bro. Save those tissues for the Waratahs. Oh, that was smooth. I love me some cheesecake. Says Justin there. I mean, hay fever sucks. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't ever been hit by it as bad as I have this year. Maybe there's like more trees around or flowers or something. just doing it. And also Marmite Factory crumbles. And my mum won Marmite. And there says burn it on your lawn. And also we're going to how much desert area is there in New Zealand? Not a huge amount. I'm trying to think of whereabouts we've got it. Like, it's definitely not around us, though. Like, we have, like, one bit of sand, and that's near the beach. And also, yeah, their cheesecake is the best. It is very nice. And also, you came it very cold and hot, and as snowplanes classed as desert, and there, or dessert. Wait, are we talking dessert or desert? Now I'm very confused. I keep on confusing myself. I want to swim in Milford Sound. It's on my bucket list. I don't care how cold it is, and also, it's not really a dessert. And there, or desert, sorry. I'm having a shocker. Those two words, I'm going to have to write them out 50 times and make sure I know what one is. And now Parisi goes out to Dylan Peach down the wing. Now, I mentioned about them being $4 underdogs earlier on for the Hurricanes. Now they are sitting at $2.20 underdogs. That's impressive. And also, cheesecake ain't great. Depends on the cheesecake. If you get a good one, you know about it. But if you don't get a good one, then it can just be like an average ice cream that's slightly cheesy. Or slightly thicker, I guess you could say. And also another try. Hurricanes, please don't goals. Come on, my friend. Says John there. And also we've got the middle of the North Island is a desert. And there, see, I've only been to Palmerston North, Wellington, and Auckland. So I probably haven't really been right in the smack bang middle. Oh, not Rotorua. Also, we have got there as a desert national park. And that sticky toffee pudding is overrated too. And also we've got there dessert and desert, or desert dessert. Dessert has 2, desert has 1. I guess the best way of describing it is when you think of desserts, you want more than one, so you have more than one S. There we go. That's an easy way to remember it, kids. If you ever asked about it, think of the one you want more of, and if you want more dessert, it's the 2. And I was working there. I've never been to the... Wait a minute. Have I got it around the wrong way? Hang on. I might have just told you false information. Dessert recipes, desert. Desert court, desert. Okay, so yeah. So 2 S's is dessert. That confused me for a second there. And also we got that lol. How did I confuse so many? Says over there. And also looks at you looks at you for doing about the sticky toffee pudding while the Mortal Kombat theme plays in the background. Says Katie, that's going to be the penalty to the Hurricanes. That's a lie. It's the Waratahs. And they want to take it quickly. Oh, no, it's gone straight through the hands of Will Harris. They saw the space, but now it's a knock-on advantage. And it's going to be on the side of the Hurricanes. So a massive mistake there trying to take it quickly. And Will Harris will be utterly disappointed with what has happened there. And just ask Katie, they love the deserts and there. And also the dessert area apparently is good food. Like the dessert area, apparently. Okay, so that is the dessert one. See, that's the thing. I feel like we've had a few that people have meant dessert but wrote desert, and then meant desert and wrote dessert, just to stump us a little bit. And I played the first rugby Super 10 rugby. It was freezing. Says Justin also, we've got that come on Hurricanes, put the icing on the cake. And there, yeah, nice bit of dessert with 2 S's for the Hurricanes there if they do end up getting it. And that flop from the Tars. Says there's, and also it was a good pizza, or piazza. Sounds like a different way of saying pizza, doesn't it? And also we have got there, but it's hot in the summer, says John. And also we have got there, been walking in the desert a while now, says Carl. I mean, to be fair, when there's cheesecake available, or any dessert, to be fair, right on, and dessert is good. Being deserted is not. What about being deserted? As in you've got like a whole heap of dessert just thrown at you. Get some dessert into you. You've been deserted. That's going to be like the new thing of pranked. You've been deserted. No, you've been deserted. And also we have got that. I think we need to toss the word dessert in the garbage, says Katie Dixon. And also we won the first Super Rugby 10 rugby tournament. 4 degrees the temperature. Geez, that's not too nice, is it? I remember playing in Tekapo early on, or not Tekapo, Temuka, and it was snowing on the way home. And during the day, like when we were playing rugby, it was really early in the morning. The field was frozen solid. So they had to try and like pretty much keep the kids warm off the field. As soon as like everyone was rolling sub, and it was whoever went off got a blanket on them, and they tried to warm them up pretty much. And there was a rat or a mouse that was frozen to the field. That was how cold it got. Also, we got there. desert is the best. She's been out on the lawn. Also, we have got there, KT. How do you spell color? And there's OB, but now it is going to be going back nicely. It's going to be taken nicely. And Tikapo is cold as well. It is indeed. Nice ice skating rink there, from what I remember. And also sandy desert. And there's SJSB, exactly right. Although you don't want a sandy dessert, because or else then you've probably dropped it in the sand. Probably stick all right, to be fair. If you had a cold, like, ice cream, rolled it in the sand, it wouldn't be enjoyable, but you could do it. I love the dry broccoli. As in, like, raw broccoli, I assume that is? Or as in, like, broccoli that you've, like, strained after cooking. And colour because we can't afford vowels. Smart. You know, saving space. Actually, that is strategic because when you think about it, some newspapers, like, they pay out due to how many letters you write, don't they? So with one less letter, that's one less cent that they do have to pay you. Now, it looks like there is going to be another sub. It is Caleb Delaney making his way out there for TK Howden now. And now also a change being made. I believe that is Paddy Ryan making his way out onto the field for Archer Holes. And there, I'm meaning the stuff you find in the desert. And there, I'm deserted in the desert, or in a dessert in the desert. Please help. Says these, and also we can't afford O's, but U's are extravagant. And Tikapo, very rocky. Bad idea to dig there, especially with a little shovel, says John. That is going to be now a little bit of an early push from the Waratahs, I believe, at scrum time, or in fact at the line-out maul, sorry. So it does go against Paddy Ryan, who's only just made his way out on the field. And also we have got there, Hamish, do you hear about Grunny too? I did not. Hurricanes can be to win, says the Incredibles. There's a decent chance that they do go over the line here, and then they're right back in the contest. And deserted in the desert with no dessert, just dry plants. Yeah, that would be a bit sad, wouldn't it? And Hamish, do apples in New Zealand are very popular to foreigners. Many people say New Zealand apples are very good. We've got quite a few brands, which does help you out. You know, you got your Granny Smith if you're into a green apple, but then also you got Eve, Royal Gala, what else we got? Applewise. That's literally all of the brands that I can think of, and I used to work at a supermarket. The other ones, that they are quite nice if you get them at the right, like, kind of part of the season. Breve, I think, is another one that they have got. Apparently, there's going to be another penalty. Yummy apples, they suck. And then how do Americans change English language? That's going to be short. And it is going back for the penalty in favour of the Hurricanes. And I think this is almost going to be the last warning for the Waratahs as well. It seems to be that the momentum in the second half has gone from the Waratahs getting themselves all of the penalties to now the Hurricanes winning themselves all of the penalties. Braeburn, that is another one. Pacific Rose, yep. Those are two other apple brands that we have got. Braeburn's a blue logo, isn't it? New Zealand apple brand. I feel like this is so useful. Ambrosia, a bit fancy. What other ones did we have? Royal Gala, we did have as well. Jazz apples, I think they had. And then also the other one, I think we had Pink Lady. Maybe. And also Sweet Apple, a strain of weed. Sisters that also we have got there. Do you hear about Granny? I did not hear about Granny. I used to play a game that involved Granny, or a Granny and cats, I think it was. It's gone over from Geordie Barrett, how you had to try and collect all of her cats from multiple levels of a building. I don't know whether or not you guys have also played that game. If you have, I guess we're very similar. If not, it never happened. And also, Kiku apples from New Zealand, and Waratahs just running downhill in the first half. Now we're running downhill, says Justin. And also we have got their monkey apples. And then my friend grows giant red delicious apples. They are expensive and delicious, best in the world, says Justin. Do you know what brand they are? Out of curiosity, Justin, or are they just kind of his own brand? I guess they are. Taken nicely. And Julian Savia trying to make his way out of the 22, but he's tackled by Dylan Peach Watermelon. As Geordie could probably kick the ball out of the stadium, no joke. Yeah, he's got to make sure that he doesn't overstrike it, or else that ball's probably completely gone. I said that they've almost got like not barbed wire, but they've got some sort of string across in front of the crowd, I think, to stop people from pitch invading, which is an interesting one. But that one's gone up, and it is going to be kicked long by Ada Morgan. It finds touch. Pineapples. I was trying to think of what they were for a second, and then I realised combining them. Granny Smith apples, that is the green one, of course. Is that the only green apple we've got in New Zealand, Mr. Billy? Whoa. There's actually a website that's like, the one that I'm on is 5 a day, and you can show all fruit. Like, they have every type of fruit on there. That's kind of incredible. And you can just look at fruits. I'm going to look at fruits later. And also we've got there, what about the Mark Rober, NFL robot? And there it says burnout on the car. Also, burnout on your lawn, and also you might hit a car and cause damage and have to attend court for charges of assault. And also, whilst Lions starting in 15 minutes, I'll call it out for you, Hamish. Says Katie Dixon, I do appreciate it. Seeing as they don't have an era in New Zealand, it's quite sad. And I'm disappointed I will have to miss that game, sadly. But now it is going back across the... I almost called him Carter Gordon, but it is Jake Gordon. He's got that ball for the Waratahs. Currently only 5 points difference. It was a good work from Jake Gordon to sell that dummy, trying to get straight over the ball. Caleb Delaney unable to do so, rushes up. Now Warren Fisiatho has been tackled on the ball, not able to get it for the Hurricanes. And also we have got there, what's your favourite fruit to eat in free time? Says Coding, I love myself an Australian mango. And also probably second best is pineapple. If I had to pick two, Australian mango is where it's at. Like, you get South American mango and it's not the same, and people don't understand the frustration, but it's just not the same. You need to have a fresh mango from Australia and you'll just be happy. And also not like Palmerston North Stadium. I got the big 6 foot wire fence because of the speedway keeps the crowd off the pitch, says JSB. And also Sand Apples, he only visits on Christmas Day, says it, John. And also we got Penrith winning 26 points to 6 over the Storm. And Hurricanes need to win, keep going, get 4. Says the Incredibles there. And Eve apples are very nice, as long as you get them in the right season. And then other than that, I'd probably go down the Royal Gala type, mango, pineapple, mango, pineapple, mango, pineapple. Is that what a mango emoji looks like? It kind of looks quite orange, doesn't it? As I walk Leoere, making his way out onto the field. That is for Justin Sangster. Now, that anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sports channel. It is right there in the chat. I have just put the link. Otago Cherries, they are also very nice. It looks like now the Waratahs are going to be taking on a 3-pointer of their own, and apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's what they say. Does it work, though? That's the big question. It was about 10 feet for Stratty Speedway. They have a Dane Edmund. He has kicked 2 from 3 tonight. He's looking at the floor, taking the deep breath. And we'll be trying to get this one. Mariri Red. And there says William. Is it just me, or is it quite satisfying looking at pictures of fruit, but just not eating the fruit? Well, it depends on the fruit. Like, I'm looking at all of the different types of berries at the moment, while Tane Edmund misses. So that's going to be unfortunate for him. Bananas are a weird thing, like the way that they grow on the tree. Have you guys heard of you would have heard of artichokes. How about Jerusalem artichokes? That's a new one I didn't know about. Pineapples high and bromelian prevents flus and COVID-19. There's Mr. Billy. There you go. Got to be good for you. See, that's the thing. I used to eat like a full can of pineapple a day, and I just strain it so that there was no juice on it, so it was like decent. Rather than, because you can't get good pineapples down here a majority of the year, so I did end up getting the canned version. Now trying to make its way going forward. Anybody eating dragon fruit? And this is a rugby game and we are talking about fruit. It's important. 5 a day, you know. Really, the Waratahs going back. Yeah, all vitamins these days via pill. Says Des, and also we have got their pictures of fruit. Usually look better than the real fruit, says JSP. That is very true. Billy Proctor now trying to run straight sideways. Is going to be held by Hugh Sinclair. Yeah, that's the good stuff. I think he helps. It helps to lower your blood pressure too. And picture of, I read that one. It also, yes, goes, says burnout. Now gone through Geordie Barrett. Unable to find that offload. Now he does. To Aidan Morgan going short side. Ball on the inside off to Hardy Savia. Wide pass. Balin Sullivan for the corner. And the Hurricanes, they will now be sitting 15 all. I picked Cherries before. I can't tell you they get as big as a golf ball. We just never see them. They go to Japan and there says Obi. So you can tell that they do get as big as a golf ball. Interesting. So I guess it's all to do with like the market. I guess maybe they are like, we want the biggest cherries possible. But golf ball would be a reasonable feed worth of a cherry, I think. But it's a good try for Balin Sullivan, who scored in the corner. I think all of this talk of fruit has got the Hurricanes excited. And because of that, they are now back in the match, and it is going to be sitting at 15-all with a kick to come. Yeah, it's got it's a Hurricanes try. Yes, go the Canes. And kiwi fruit is the most popular fruit in New Zealand. How it tastes damaged, it's a weird one. It's a bit strange, I'll be honest, because the outside's very sour, but the inside can be sweet. But then depending on how ripe it is, it can also be sour. It's a bit of a tricky one to guess. And meanwhile, back to the rugby, any yellow or red cards? None at all throughout this match. And also 15-all, Japan is the best country I've been to, says John there. And also we go there. Okay, here's the question, y'all. When you eat your kiwi fruit, do you remove the skin? I don't. I love all that fibre, says Katie. That used to be a thing for primary school. It was some kids would eat the skin, some kids would not eat the skin. I find the only way to eat the skin is if you eat it with the rest of the fruit, though. Like, I can't handle the skin by itself, as it just makes my face do this. But if it's combined with that, like, some kids were always weird, and it was like, hey, look at me, I can eat the sticker as well. And it's like, right, okay, good, but it wasn't necessary. You know, like, we actually used to have fruit day a week, or like once every 2 weeks at school, at primary school it was. They'd bring fruit to us, and you'd have like pineapple one week and tangerine the next. Nectarine. Nectarines I do enjoy. If you get a good nectarine, they are right up there with pineapple and also mango. And also we have got the, are you like eating the hair? Have you ever had a feijoa? And also we have got the all-out best produce goes to where the money is, New Zealand hospitality and export. And it says Justin Manau is going to be back to Geordie Barrett. That kick was actually missed, I should mention, so it does remain at 15-all. And Langy Gleeson, he has made his way out onto the field. That is for Warren Viziato. And I was like, are you watching the game? Says the Incredibles. I am. I have got it next to the chat at this stage, but I am getting slightly distracted by fruit, which is not the first time I've said that. That's going to be going down as a knock-on from the Hurricanes. No, sorry, from the Waratahs. And it will now be a scrum feed for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, a great comeback to be losing money tonight, says Justin there. And also which teams are going to the final, says Eugene. So currently, as we sit for the Super Rugby table, the Blues, they have confirmed their spot in the finals. That is the quarterfinals. The Brumbies, I would argue they have also confirmed their spot. And the Crusaders, I would say they have confirmed their spot. Everyone else, though, is kind of fighting for that top 8. It's probably between the Highlanders and the Rebels as the next two lower sides, and then also the Western Force. But I believe almost everyone in the top 8 should be able to make their way through. And sub Geordie Barrett. And there says John, and also we have got the top 8 was sorted early, says JSP. Yeah, although the Highlanders, only 4 wins. But the big thing for them was that fighting spirit that they've shown in their last few games. And they were able to make their way right back up. But the Fijian Drua, the thing is, if they won 2 games in a row here, they could actually... No, not quite. Never mind. They'll be on 21, so they just miss out on that top 8. And also the draw, says Louis, that would change things a little bit at this stage. So whoever ends up being first, second, third, and fourth will verse the respective side. So 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 7, that's a lie, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. So we might see the Blues versus Highlanders. It could be a Super Rugby Trans-Tasman rematch. Currently now deriving forward. It is Caleb Delaney with one of his first carries at a half. Now Jamie Booth back to Blackwell. It's been relatively quiet throughout this game. Hurricanes fruit would be bananas. It says it was Cody Dixon, Artie Savia using that leg strength to make a couple extra meters. Now Billy Proctor goes back to Geordie Barrett, kicks it in behind Dane Coles, going down the wing. He's not going to be able to take it in. Alex Newsom just slides it into touch. And that will now be a line out only 5 meters out. Hurricanes would be a grape. And Banana Man was a superhero from the 1980s. I remember watching Bananas in Pajamas, which I guess is probably not quite what you're saying overall, but it was a fun show. All right, I can still remember the theme song. If I sing it, it might get copyrighted though, so I won't. But yeah, they were chasing teddy bears. Did anyone watch that show? Hope I'm not the only one. And let's go Canes. And also, so was Super Grand. That might have been, weirdly enough, that might have been what my game was called, the one where you had to catch all the cats. Or like find all the cats. I think that might have actually been called Super Grand. I think they brought out like 4. And Artie Savia would be a great superhero. And there's Justin, and also Crusaders would be the cherries. And also the strawberries, tomatoes. Technically, tomato is a fruit. That's a Crusaders are tomatoes. And so I guess is that like technically they are a rugby team. I'm going to check out this picture of Gareth's Braai. Well, that looks all right, Gareth. Is Gareth still in the chat? Or has he just sent it? It's time for party mode. To celebrate our 7th birthday, we made something special. Hope you like it. No, go away. That was Discord trying to, I don't know whether or not they're trying to sell me something or whether they are just trying to show me maybe something that's going to pop up on the screen. And the Hurricanes, like boomerangs, they have one bad half, but it comes back later, or it comes back better the next on Tuesday. They like to catch them unawares. So here's JSB. Currently now we are looking at the scrum between the referee's legs. Sounded weird, but the camera was very low. Now going for the push. And they have been told to use it there. Jake Gordon goes back across to Lalakai Fakiri. This game could still go either way. As it currently sits, my brain is telling me, though, that I assume that the Hurricanes are now heavy, heavy favourites. And the Hurricanes, even though they are tied in this game, I think they will still be like $1.30 or something along those lines. Geordie Barrett tries to spin out of the tackle. He has been wrestled down now. Jamie Booth, it's a little knock on the ground. And that will be pretty disappointing for him, as it was going to be a good attacking opportunity. Yeah, the Hurricanes, or $2.70 for the Waratahs. Hurricanes $1.35. And now on the halfway line, as it's going to be Jake Gordon back into the hands of Ben Donaldson, the replacement number 22, now kicking it in behind. It has Isaiah Perezi, all nicely taken by Aidan Morgan. And also this game is a nail biter to suspense, is what the game, what a day of rugby, New Zealand. Let's go Hurricanes, let's go, says Justin. Yeah, it's been absolutely awesome. Oh, Lalakai Fakiri might have just hurt himself badly. And Jamie Booth, there's John there as well. Jamie Booth, he's going to be well and truly isolated there. He's thrown the ball back up to Aidan Morgan. The big thing is, at the moment, the Waratahs are playing with 14 men. It doesn't matter, though, because they've won the penalty. And it was the number 16, Mafu, I think, who was able to get that one. Wasn't Mafu? No, it was Mahi Vailanu. I was able to do nicely. And my favourite part of playing rugby was the scrums. Says JSP there. Were you a forward out of any chance? Because I guess the other side of things would be maybe you enjoyed the scrums because it gave you a break in the back line. Oh, no, he hyperextends his ankle. And I think Isaiah Perezi is going to be out for a long time after that one. And it's a shame, and he's in a huge amount of pain currently, but still only 13 minutes left. Any red or yellow cards this game? None at all. We actually, if I'm not wrong, we haven't had a single yellow or red card today for the two games that we've had so far. I know that we had a couple yesterday with Richard Kahui and the Western Force type thing, and Josh Dixon, but I'm going to give them a round of applause because this week, for the Saturday, 3 games, 230 minutes has been played so far, and we have not had a single card. I feel like the discipline side of things is getting a lot better. Super Rugby, but Isaiah Perezi, he can hardly walk at this stage, and he is disappointed. I'm just going to be showing what he's done today. He has been impressive, Isaiah Perezi, and my favourite part of the playing rugby with scoring tries and winning games with my friends. Says Justin, and yes, I was in the front row. Yeah, I mean, front rowers love the scrums, don't they? Because you get to play not just that battle with the opposite number, but also with the whole 4-pack of the other side. You're just kind of always feeling like you're going with the momentum, and then you take it back and then it's gone. And it's just one of those ones that it's always a battle in the front row. And also we've got there, could go to Golden Point. There is a chance. And Jamie Booth, he is off the field now. Cam Roygaard will be making his way out there. And that looks like it's not too nice for Isaiah Perezi. Unfortunately, the worst thing is it was one of the balls that he probably wasn't going to get to anyway, and I still play on the wing. And there says Ben out on the lawn. But now Ben Donaldson will be lining up this kick. Now the last kick was missed from Tane Edmund. That kick has gone over from Ben Donaldson, B1 and B2. And there says Obi. Currently the crowd, they are absolutely loving it by the looks of it. Currently only another 12 minutes left. Isaiah Perezi will be going back to the changing sheds. It's a shame because he has had such a good game in the midfield, Isaiah Perezi. And also my favourite part is scoring. He's been out on the lawn. It's going to be taken nicely by, it is Tristan Riley, his first opportunity out of the game. Come on, Hurricanes. Says Timothy, you were on the man, not the ball, is the comment from the referee. So that is why he did not end up winning the penalty. But I should mention 2 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 hours time, we will be doing our next live stream on the channel. And that will be the matchup between Leinster and Toulouse. And that is the only game of the semi-finals of the Champions Cup that will be on today. The next game is Racing 92 versus La Rochelle. And that is going to be tomorrow night and 18 to 15. Sorry, did I say Brumbies? meant the Waratahs for that one, but currently they are sitting 18 points to 50. 15. I do apologise. That little slip up, and also half the task says Ed there. Currently doing very nicely. It becomes a scrum for the Waratahs 40 metres out from their own line, and they just couldn't get that ball out. Dane Coles, he's fired up currently. I think Jed Holloway, he gets the ball thrown at his face, and I think he's not too happy, Dane Coles. And back to the fruits now. Have you tried coconuts? I have not tried a legitimate coconut, but I've tried like shavings of coconut and also coconut milk, or coconut water, in fact, I've had, but not like anything fancier, like an actual coconut. I would like to try one, though. Go Leinster, says Katie Dixon. Also, sorry, Waratahs, says John there. And also, Hurricanes still have Turbo Nos. Flick the switch, hit the button. Let's go, Hurricanes. And yep, scores changed, says John there as well. Currently, Hugh Sinclair going to get taken off the field. I mean, he's done pretty nicely throughout this match, Hugh Sinclair. I feel like he's been the silent assassin out there. He hasn't really had his name up in lights, but certainly been looking not too bad. Michael Hooper is currently bracing with, I think it was actually his kit or something along those lines. He was holding it up to his mouth, hoping that they will be able to get themselves a win in this game. A win up against the Hurricanes and the Crusaders would be huge for the Waratahs and Lamingtons. And then also Colsey with the win and tries, says Justin, and now going short side off to Jake Gordon. Alex Newsom off to Peach. Also, what's the highlight so far? I would say, oh, that's tricky. We've had some good moments throughout this game. The Canes rush up, and it's going to be the offside advantage. Offload to Newsom, and Julian Savia takes it. And now they will be going back. Currently, the players, they're still going for the ball afterwards, but I think this could be another three-pointer for them. TJ will be working, or would be working his forwards up right now, says Justin there. But highlight of this game, oh, okay, I'm just going to try and think through the tries that we've had so far. I mean, Dylan Peach's try was a pretty nice one. That backline movement, because Charlie Gamble was involved in that one, running it forward. And we have got there, coconut is not a fruit, it's a nut. And there says OB there. Yeah. I guess it's kind of weird to think that you drink from a nut, isn't it? Just for, like, because no other nut has water or milk in it, does it? Almond, you make almond milk, but that's like squeezing them. Michael Hooper, he can hardly watch at this stage for the Waratahs. And also we've got the White Lens to go to south of France, Toulouse. And they're, wait, are they playing in Toulouse for that game? I thought that it was taking place in Ireland. So if they've gone to France, that's going to be a huge advantage. No, it's at the Aviva for this matchup. But I think they are going to end up playing the final in France, if I'm not wrong. Now, it is going to be Vailanu, only a few meters out from the line. He is going to throw that one up to Jed Holloway. Nicely done by the Waratahs. If they go in for the try, could be the game changer for them now. Vailanu at the back. Hanging on to it. He has been told to use it, looking to flick it out the back door to Jake Gordon. Yawning again. It's unfortunate. And I was like, yeah, let's go, Dan Coles. Says John there a little bit earlier on. Now Jed Holloway charges forward, and I was like, no. Says Justin there around the side. Vailanu still 10 meters out from the line, and they have got a 3-point lead currently. Charlie Gamble a little bit slow getting back to his feet there. Now Jake Gordon gives it back to Jed Holloway. Trying to get over that ball for the Hurricanes, just not quite working out for them now. Running forward, Will Harris. Dane Coles trying to turn that ball over. It hasn't happened for them, though. Jed Holloway has stayed down. It's dropped by Lange Gleeson. He's dropped the ball cold. And because of it now, it will be the Hurricanes who have got themselves the opportunity inside of their own 22. They're going to have to go about 75, if not maybe more, 85 meters to be able to score a try in this game. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not they can get the job done. That's the other side of things. Would the Hurricanes take 3 points or 2 points for a game if it was a draw? Or would they go aggressive? I think they would, or it's more of the case, would they want to go to Golden Point? I think after watching that game between Toulouse and Munster, if any of the players watched that one, I know that Nick White made a comment saying that that game was absolutely insane for those closing moments, but neither side wanted to go down. It is Aviva. Oh, my joke dashed. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That was a good joke as well. And I've just realized that I'm going to put it up on the screen as an apology for you, JSP. Why did Leinster go to South of France to lose? I feel like such an idiot. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. The worst thing is I looked it up to see where the game was as well. That's the worst thing about it. Like, I was like, hang on, I'm not sure whether or not that's correct. At the moment, the Waratahs fans, they are nervous for this game. Maybe, I don't know, and also we have got there, it was still funny, JSP in there, says Katie Dixon. Also, my joke backfired, says JSP, and also, oh no, I have to wake up at 7, and also Golden Point, yep, take the 3 if they get the chance, but try even better. If this went to Golden Point, that would be so epic, says Justin. It certainly would be. And it would be plenty more action for today. And it would almost top off a brilliant day of rugby. Like 3 games, like we can't really complain about any of the action we've had. Fiji and Draw versus Moana Pacifico, great game. Blues versus Reds, great game. This game has been delivering, as it is a very close one now. And it's going to be a penalty in favour of the Hurricanes. It was against Paddy Ryan. Okay, the commentator, I thought he was insulting the Waratahs there, but I think he tried to say something in the nicest way possible. But he said that they do, like they're an easy team to support because they do the things that don't take any skill very well. But then I realized that they were kind of saying about the fact of chasing kicks and whatnot. But currently on the halfway line, Jackson Garden-Bash, a flat ball to Balin Sullivan Vailanu, trying to get that turnover. Roigard goes back. Jackson Garden-Bishop freeing up Salisi Rayasi. It goes off to Geordie Barrett. Brilliantly done by Nawakwanita Wasi, who was able to really mark up with about 2 or 3 players. And then I hope you save those tissues for the Waratahs. Yeah, Mahaifi was not doing too bad, so I have got them their fancy ones. They might be able to use them. I think that the Hurricanes, Adi Savia looks damaged. At the stage, Talisi Rayasi down the wing, metre short of the line. Vailanu, he was playing that ball on the ground. That is going to be a yellow card, I believe, for Vailanu. But the bus, I mentioned about how his bus stop was over the try line. He hasn't got there yet. He was just short of the line. But the Hurricanes, they are very close there. It's a try for the Hurricanes there. They had the advantage. Adi Savia, that man is half asleep, or not half asleep. He's half broken, and he's still scored the try. And now he's dropped down to a knee. Somehow, that man has got up from a serious injury by the looks of it. He gets up and he scores a try. I mean, that just shows what type of guy he is, Adi Savia. He knew that his side needed someone to step up close by. He was joining every breakdown, and he does end up scoring the try. And it could be a game-changing try as well for the Waratahs, for the Hurricanes in this matchup. And also come on the Canes. And like they're saying, he dragged himself off the ground after going down. Beautiful Artie is the effing mantis in there. And told you he's a super hero, Artie Savia, Hurricanes champion. And I feel like there was no better kind of moment than that one. Great games today. Hurricanes should win. But also, I'll also look at your DM as well, says Rugby Edge. I haven't actually got my phone on me, but I assume is it something to do with a post-match thing, Rugby Edge. My phone is out on the table, so I'm hands-free at the moment, unfortunately. But if it is, put 1 for yes, 2 for no. It's like a code, isn't it? And now currently Geordie Barrett, and we're lining up this kick. It does go straight down the middle. The Hurricanes, they will take the lead now, and they will have themselves, indeed, man, says Rugby Itch. Well, I'll tell you what, Rugby Itch, I will send the invite through now. Bit fancy. Okay, I've copied it. I will send it through. I tried to sound like an evil villain, but I don't think I really sounded like one because I'm not very intimidating. Turn on the TAB is crying. Says Justin, yeah, well, they had them very high. It was $4 for the Hurricanes. I can see why they had it $4 now, to be honest, but now it's going to be taken nicely. And now Newsom getting close up to the 22-meter line. Right, that invite has gone through, Ruby. Just join whenever you like, and then I will add you in straight after. And also we've got that bye-bye Waratahs, and also my under 13 points calling is looking good. Show me that 112. Very nicely done. Unless there's a penalty or a try now for the Waratahs. If they get a penalty, then they will get a little bit closer, but they will be able to kick it for the corner. 4-4 for the Kiwis. And there. Okay. It's going upstairs for something. This could be a big call for the Hurricanes or the Waratahs. Geordie Barrett, he's got some blood. I think he might have gotten cleaned out illegally there, and go the Kane says there. So this will be a big moment. Jordie Barrett, he is bleeding out the nostrils. Is my nose bleeding? I think he just said it, and the guy was like, yep, it's pouring out. And also we've got there Savia, the saviour, says JSP there as well. He could be the saviour for the Hurricanes in this one. Right, so Jordie Barrett, he went up, he got the ball, he comes down. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, the left arm of Paddy Ryan, he has had quite a few penalties against him since coming out on the field. And also we have got there a bit of weight on that goal. Up the Kane says jotted also. We have got there 36 points. Penrith, the Storm 6 points. So brilliantly done from the Penrith Panthers there. Yep, right on the head. I think, unfortunately, my statement of jinxing that we have not had a single card for this week is sadly gone. By the looks of it there. And also we've got there red card. Wells says being out on your lawn. I mean, to be fair, we haven't had a yellow card this week for Saturday, I guess. It also changed the score, says Eugene. It's very slow, isn't it? It still isn't. There we go. It has now updated. It took a long time to do so, and also taken in the air penalty. Kane send him off, and Slice of Cheese coming out. And then first card of the day says being out on the lawn. A red card for Paddy Ryan, and that man has had a shocker. He's given away about 2 or 3 penalties and now has got himself the red card as well. It's a terrible game for him, unfortunately. And also, knew the Canes would come back. Let's go, says Alice Revealed. And I think that's why a lot of people put a whole heap of money on them for the TAB. They also had that little bit of a feeling they will be able to do well. Although still 3 minutes left, I don't want to count me chickens before they hatch. That's an old school saying, isn't it? Jordie Barrett has kicked that one for touch. Okay. One of the Australian commentators, I think it's arguing the fact that Jordie Barrett, he stayed down because he knew he'd get a penalty and maybe he should go off for an HIA, but I think he did get assessed before. He was all right. I just bumped him on the nose. Now backline movement, Cam Roycard gets it, and also Cheese Boy. And the Canes will come back. Let's go. And here's some red cheese. And also, let's go. Hurricanes Reds is a dejected team at this stage. There's Justin. Now, backline movement looks like it is about to open up for the Hurricanes. They are trying to get themselves over the try line one more time. If they do so, they will actually end up getting themselves a bonus point taken away from the Waratahs, which would be huge for them. And also, we've got that game over. Says Mafui. Or Mafui. Hopefully, I said that correctly. I'm sorry if I am saying your name wrong as well. But now, okay, it's lost forward, so it's going to be either a line out or a scrum feed here. We'll take a scrum call, mate, I believe it was. Although now that they're looking around, they're seeing that one of their forwards, Tetera Faulkner, is still down, and maybe the choice of a scrum wasn't the best choice. But Isaiah Perezi, he is unfortunately going to be out for maybe the rest of the season, depending on how it goes. And also, I love when we do this to Aussie teams, New Zealand. And there says Justin, although I'm sure that these games, a lot of people would prefer for them to be a little bit closer if they do get the chance. But currently, that one that I was mentioning earlier on, it has happened, ladies and gentlemen. And after the match, we will be doing a little bit of a post-match chat from someone who might be in America at the moment. He isn't nodding. No, he's not. He's just in a different room. But currently now, it is going to be the line out for the Waratahs. Only 1 minute and a half left on the clock now. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Vailanu throws it in, gives it off to Jed Holloway. Now Jack Grant, he only gets a minute and a half at the end of this game. Tetera Faulkner. In fact, no, sorry. It was the big man at number 20, Langy Gleeson, who was able to take that carry very nicely. Piranha not playing. And they're 2 minutes of dragging on, says John. Yeah, there's been a few stoppages, but now the Hurricanes taking it back. Balin Sullivan tries to kick it behind. Noah Kwanitawasi, no option but to put that ball down inside of the in-goal area. And it will be a goal line dropout. Does he take it quickly? It looks like they're considering it, but now, yes, they do take it quickly. It's gone backwards. Dead in goal. That one somehow went backwards for that one. That's an interesting drop kick. I think it was a forward who did it, in fact, which was an interesting choice. Jordie Barrett has gone off. Yet Jed Holloway was the man who did go for the drop kick between the sticks. And unfortunately, just didn't quite get it right. It does go dead in goal. So now it's going to be a 5-meter scrum for the Hurricanes now. And seems like forever, says John as well. But this will put them under a huge amount of pressure for the Hurricanes here. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. as well. And also check out the Kiwi Lads Sport. Wait up. That's the wrong one. One moment. That was the link to the live streaming software. Don't click that. And also we're going to do Julian Savia places Joseph. I was like, I don't know what just happened. And it says, but yeah, the Kiwi Lads Sport is the one that you do want, which is the other YouTube channel. We're currently now 22 for the Hurricanes, 18 to the Waratahs, and that will be a meme forever, says Obi. Yeah, unfortunately for him, kicking the ball backwards is not what he wants in that situation. But currently now, there's going to be a losing bonus point for the Waratahs, and also thank you for the stream, Kiwi Lads. And there says Katie Dixon. We will, straight after the match, be doing a short post-match interview / review of the games that we have seen so far, so be sure to tune in for that. But currently 5 minutes out, it's going to be another scrum reset. This last couple minutes has gone for a very long time, hasn't it? And pick up the Tars, but man, they just did away or gave it away to the Canes. And then come on, Colsey. And he'll be fired up at the moment because him and Jed Holloway were having a few words earlier on. And you'd have to argue if Dane Coles and his Hurricane side win, maybe he gets the better of that slight battle. And did Julian Savia play, says Joseph? He did indeed. He was out on the wing. I probably only saw him touch the ball maybe about 3 or 4 times, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame. As normally the bus, when he gets that space and gets running, he can be a very dangerous man. Currently, I will quickly put that there. And also we have got there, is it on the Hurricanes line? Says Rowan Zill. It is on the Waratahs line, only 5 meters out. So they have got a very good position on the field currently. And also we've got the awesome day, Hamish. All the games we have. Thank you, lads. Thank you, people. That was fun. Says Justin there. And we are going to be back later on tonight with Leinster taking on Toulouse and also the Champions Cup game taking place between those two sides. Tomorrow we have got another one, which is Racing 92. It's going to be the spin from Roygaard. 1 meter short, tries to reach out, isn't able to do so. That's going to be a knock on the ground, unfortunately. And I believe that is going to be the end of the game. And that will now make the score. Potential knock on they want to check for. Oh, they might actually be saying this could be a try here. I think it was a knock on though. I was like, hang on, baby. And then also we have got the Go Hurricanes in there, and also we have got their final scorers, and also cheers Hamish, the GOAT. Never stop being Hamish. So that was a lot of Hamishes all in the same sentence. And also Leinster, says Katie Dixon. But tomorrow there will be Chiefs taking on the Rebels as the afternoon fixture. That will be 4 p.m. New Zealand time. So be sure to check that one out as well. Right, I would say that that's a knock-on from Duplessis Karefi, and if it's not, I would be very confused. And there might have been an offside involved as well, I think they have said. So it's pretty much just a case of which one would they like to penalise them for. Actually, well, if I was going to say, if it's a choice of a penalty, surely that will mean that they'll keep on going for a little bit longer. And up the Canes, and Julian does not get the ball much these days. The one time that I thought he was very impressive was when he really went searching for it, and that was when Artie Savia was able to score the try pretty much straight after, even though that man had just taken a massive knock and was down. So I believe the Waratahs... Wait, the Hurricanes... Oh. Hang on. It's going to be kicked into touch. I thought for a second they were going to kick it for the corner and try and take out the Waratahs. And yeah, he's too slow now, and they just don't believe in him anymore. And also, I'm going to go see... Oh, I'm going now, says Ben out on the lawn, so we will see a little bit later on. But the full-time score in this game, ladies and gentlemen, it was 22 points to the Hurricanes and 18 to the Waratahs. What I will quickly do is I will add a scoreboard, and then I will add magically a second person's face will pop up on the screen. And I'm not talking about Tyke Furlong from that emoji earlier on, or George. There's another man that we all know, or some of us might know, some of you might know, but he's about to pop up, and his name is Rugby Itch. Here we go. Yeah. Hello. This just shows off how small my green screen is. I can get away with it from the other angle.
It looks good.
How are you going, mate? You're doing well.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm still in the UK. I know this is obviously a different background than normal. It's just that I'm currently in my university doing a bit of work while watching rugby, and this game was just so good that I had to pay attention to it. Oh,
Saturday in general.
Unbelievable.
Did you watch all 3?
Yes, watched all 3 games. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'll be biased, and I'd normally say like, oh, the Blues game was the best, but I actually thought the first game was the best game out of all 3, just because it's a Pacific Islands game. Fiji versus Samoa. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the tries scored in that game were just like top level. So yeah, overall great day. Great day.
I'm just intrigued by your background. It's not a green screen, is it?
No, it does look like a green screen, right? It looks like it looks like because I'm wearing black, and also because it's just my face here. But no, unfortunately I'm just in like a little study pod essentially while watching the rugby, and that the last few minutes of that game between the Waratahs and Hurricanes definitely went down towards the wire. But yeah, the Hurricanes got the job done.
Very nicely done. So now your Blues getting the win earlier on, more than you expected for the points differential in that one.
By far. I mean, even in my prediction earlier on within my stream, I said the Blues win by 20 plus. I only said 38-18. I thought that was going to be a respectable score, but no, the Blues just they went more than what I asked for, and yeah, they totally blew me away. I mean, the Blues, it's just so weird seeing the Blues do well. I still can't fathom it how well the Blues are doing. I mean, the scary thing though is that when I look at the leaderboard now within Super Rugby, it's most likely the Blues will now face the Highlanders. In my opinion, I'd say when it comes towards the playoffs, and that kind of scares me just because they're a New Zealand side, and I'm just not sure if we can handle that pressure. I mean, if it was an Australian side, I would have been a bit more relieved, and I guess there would have been less tension. But because it's a New Zealand side, I don't know. I mean, the Highlanders, they could pull off a surprise win as they normally do. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, overall, a great day of rugby.
So I guess question, if it was up to you, would you prefer to play the Brumbies? Because, of course, semi-final might be coming around the corner in the near future. Could we see a Blues versus Brumbies matchup? Not really, can we? Unless the Brumbies lose their second spot to the Crusaders.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think it's likely because, okay, this is where I might be wrong, but because the Blues are at first at the moment, and I believe we have 50 points now, if I'm not mistaken. You put it. I thought you were about to put the table on as usual, but no, they have 50 points now. So I believe the Blues will face in the semifinal actually the fourth place team, because I believe second and third play each other within the other semifinal. So I believe that's where we might actually have Brumbies versus Crusaders, but I believe the Crusaders actually might come second overall. So because of that, I believe they're going to host the semifinal against the Brumbies, which is a massive thing, by the way, because the Brumbies are they're very strong at home. They're probably the strongest Australian side when it comes to home kind of percentage. So I think that's going to be a good game. But I think, I don't know, we could face one of the New Zealand sides, maybe Chiefs, or I don't know, the Hurricanes maybe, or the Waratahs after this close performance. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to think of the playoffs right now because I'm just too scared when it gets to that.
Only just around the corner. Longest win streak for the Blues at Eden Park since 1998. Before we were born.
I saw that stat. I was like, oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. The Blues are just they've turned around things in the last 3 years, I'd say. But no, it was a good day overall. But I do think it's one of those performances which I was just so impressed by, just because the level of tries. I mean, not just in that game, by the way, but throughout all the games that we saw today, the level of tries. I think my favorite one has to be, I'll probably say the Hobosi one from the Fiji Duria. His just to intercept the ball and just dash around the left wing. I was just this is kind of there's something. He must he was so fast. He was so fast. I was like, there's something wrong there. But no, there was a great try by Waratahs Pacific as well, I believe. I forgot who caught it at the end, but they went from the high kick in the air towards the left hand side, and then someone caught it on the end. But no, they're just great tries today. I mean, what was your out of all the games today? What was your favorite try that you saw?
Oh, there were a couple that were very close to being brilliant tries. I quite enjoyed that one in the game just before, which was Dylan Peach's, I guess, his first one, but really it was his second if you
exactly
from
I know what you mean.
Initial one, where they did it go down the wing, and I think Charlie Gamble was involved in that. He's playing some very
good try. Yeah,
at the moment.
was that the one with Parisi, like where he kind of cut inside and that was probably one of the best tries I've ever done. That was like, it was a pretty good try.
So I saw earlier on someone asked about your favorite brand of apple, because we were talking about apples for a majority of the halftime break.
Interesting topic. I like that.
what's your go-to brand?
I mean, I gotta say Apple, just because I have like I have like an iPhone 12 here, and I'm using a MacBook Air for what it is. So I guess I'm an Apple guy, but I don't know. I just never got in. I mean, even before, like I didn't really have like a Microsoft computer, or I didn't have like anything else. Like my first phone was a Nokia, so like I had like the Nokia, like which was my first ever phone, and like me and my friends when we were younger, we'd always just throw it around just because we knew it was a tank, like it would never break. So I was like, it's fine. But then when I got an iPhone, I was like, I got to be a bit more careful. So yeah, but yeah, I'd have to say Apple then. I mean,
so yep. How about the fruit? Favorite brand of fruit, or like kind of brand of apple?
Is that what you meant? No, that's not what you meant. When you say brand of apple, I'm just like, well, apple. I mean, I thought you just meant by like, I mean, well, there's a list. There's a large list of apples if you're talking about that. I mean, what did you say for that? Like, because
I went with either Eve or Royal Gala.
Yeah. So
probably. Do you guys have?
I've heard of Eve, and it's one of my top. I haven't heard of the second one you said. I haven't heard of that one, but God, I mean, I love apples because just the general, probably my favorite fruit, to be honest. But I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't even have a favorite brand for apple. I just like the apple.
Do you prefer green apples or red apples?
Oh, red apples all day. That's
right.
Green apples. Look, I can eat them. There's no problem with that. It's just I don't know. Maybe when I just got used to red apples because I don't know. I see it. I don't know. Just in cartoons, red apples are normally used or whatever compared to green apples. So I guess just red apples. But I can't believe the brand of apple was a question you guys asked.
The thing is, I was sitting here and I was like, when do I cut him off? Do I cut him off during it? But you were going, like, you were saying some straight facts, about the skipping.
I was giving you a good answer, yeah. I was giving you a good answer, that's what the general public wants.
Yeah, I was trying my best not to laugh. I was sitting here and just sitting going, might have to cut him off soon.
That's
delicious apples. And do you enjoy bobbing for apples, the Kiwi lads? I have never bobbed for apples. Have you ever bobbed for apples?
Yeah, I have actually. I have. No. Well, I don't think is it surprising that I do? Is that common?
I mean, we don't do much of it in New Zealand. We just eat the things, We don't.
Fair enough. I mean, I've done it from time to time, but it's not like something I do often. It's only like when
Is there like a prize on the line? Or is it just like you see a bucket of apples and you're like, oi?
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Like, just like I think like the reason why I've done it in the past is just because like we've had like family games in the past, like where I don't know, I'm with cousins or whatever, and we just have to kind of make use of the apples that are with us. So yeah, I mean I've done it once in the past, but it's not something that happens on common occurrence, but it's decent. Yeah, it's kind of fun to do. But
give it a go at some stage. And also, David the Mod has asked, what accent is that? Would you like to tell David where you are from? And also, I know it's quite the story. Go on. We've got about 5 different places.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, by the way, just for anyone, before I say this is the most common question I get within my live streams, and probably when I join other people's channels as well, because my accent is like, it's just bizarre. Even I'll admit it, it's very bizarre. But yeah, so my mom is American. My dad is from Zimbabwe. I was born and raised in Hong Kong for most of my life. And I have an Irish passport, and I also have an American passport. So I'm from everywhere, essentially. And I like to think about, like, most people say, like, I'm a third culture kid, essentially. So that's kind of the way that they I don't know, look at me as, essentially. But whenever I'm in America, they assume I have a British accent, which is just that's just totally wrong. But whenever I'm here, people assume I have an American accent, which, I mean, I tend to see my accent more linked with America. But I don't know. It's one of those where it's slowly grown. And you could say maybe into a British accent just with my time here in the UK. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens to my accent. Hopefully, it doesn't change.
So I guess, do you use a U when spelling colour?
Oh, yes, I do. I do. The thing is that when it comes to like, yeah, that's the correct one. That's the correct terminology. I think with most of my like, even like when I'm writing like assignments or whenever I'm like just doing notes or whatever, I always use like the American language mostly. Like I've only used some words which since I've come to the UK now, which are like, ooh, that actually it looks better than than like the American spelling. But yeah, mostly it's just American vocabulary that I use, I guess.
But yeah. Well, there you go. We learn something new every day.
Great question. Great question.
But we all learn something new. I learned about aliens, and that Elon Musk is one.
Yes, that's been very that's been said a lot, really. He wants to I believe he wants to blow up Mars. I think that's what a lot of people said as well. I mean, that's what I've seen. Yeah, like in interview. Oh, like in interviews, he talks about like how he can make Mars like I guess like less warm, and the way he can do that is by exploding chunks of Mars, so we can live on the planet, which is
nice.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Just a little fun fact. If you've got plenty of money, can do anything. So he can speak Cantonese. Is the question from Mr. Billy.
Not Cantonese, but I could speak a bit of Mandarin, as Mandarin was what I was brought up with. So I mean, I'm not going to speak some now because
I was going to get you to do the outro.
Oh, I mean, I can do very basic. I can just like the very basics now. I can say like Ni Hao, Wo Jiao, Shima Mingzi, Wo Jiao, Wang Tian Li. I essentially just said they're like, hello, my name is Tim, because like Wang Tian Li is my Chinese name essentially in Mandarin. So yes.
What would my name be in Mandarin?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you because you have to actually take Mandarin first, and your teacher actually gives you your name. That's the way it works. So when I was younger in school, that's we get given our Chinese name. So
does that mean if the teacher doesn't like you, they could like really stiff you with a bad one?
Yes, I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. But the thing is that I don't think most teachers do that because they give you your name like when you're like, I don't know, 7 or 8. So it's really hard to hate someone at that age. Okay, don't get me wrong. There might be someone who just causes a lot of trouble. That maybe like like the meaning behind my name, for example, like Wang Tian Li. It's 3 different characters. So Wang means Wang Tian. I'm trying to remember it. Wang Tian Li. Yeah. So Wang means king. Tian means sky, and Li means strong. So that's like what the different characters of my name mean. So that's kind of like, I guess that's what I got when I was younger. So, just repeat it, But but yeah, I'm not going to go too much into that.
The sign of things to come, because the Blues, the moment they're at the top of the table, is that the king? Are they the king of the division?
Yep. We're the king of the division.
Sky high.
We're the king of the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, and we've got a very strong team. So yeah, I mean, it just symbols my Blues passion, for my team. So yeah, hopefully we can get the job done, of course. But yeah, we'll definitely do more. I assume we'll probably do more post-match reviews when the Blues are in the playoffs. I'll be giving you guys my my instant reaction after hopefully no losses. I'm gonna say that right now. We're not gonna lose in the playoffs. That's right. I'm making a bold claim. I'm making a bold claim right here for everyone who is watching. We're gonna make it to the final. I'm calling it right now. Like, and then, okay. What you just have right now is a clip of me saying that. You're gonna clip that on your channel so that when we lose,
so I can play that every live stream.
Exactly.
Every international game, even if it's Scotland versus Argentina, I'll be like, hey, look at this.
Hey,
that would be very harsh, wouldn't it?
That would be so funny, though.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
guess
that's kind of it.
nonetheless, I think we are almost at the end. We have got everyone from Tesla. You guys need to start a podcast, man, please. Says Tesla there as well. Who knows? Maybe in the
Yeah,
future we will talk
maybe in the
about
future.
Mandarin. I don't know much about it. The only Mandarin I know is the fruit.
That is it's a very good
We
fruit.
did talk about fruit quite a bit throughout the live
Yeah.
stream. And also, what's his favorite sevens team? Well, I believe. Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
I'm not even sure you know
it
that.
would be Hong Kong if they made it further, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So essentially, when it comes to sevens, I'm kind of spoiled for choices actually because I go to, like I said, I was born and raised in Hong Kong, so I've watched the Hong Kong sevens mostly every year, which has been a kind of a privilege to do so. And whenever I'm there, when Hong Kong obviously qualifies, the whole stadium is supporting Hong Kong. That's the whole deal. There's a whole South Stand where everyone dresses up in costumes and that, and we're all just cheering on the Hong Kong team. But generally, when it comes to most sevens tournaments, I'd say I support the Springboks. I think I've always supported the Springboks. Dude, that's the wrong team, Tim. That's the wrong team. But no, I generally support the Springboks. But hey, I mean, I guess my backup option essentially is the U.S. as well because they've been very impressive in within the last I don't know 5 to 8 years I'd say, really, with like Perry Baker and Colin Niles and all these types of players. So I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm really spoiled for choices when it comes to the sevens, but I mainly do support the Springboks. But when Hong Kong play, me and everyone else will cheer them on because it's close to our hearts really because Hong Kong's really home for most of us. But yeah.
Well, there you go. So we have got Blues, Crusaders, and Hurricanes in the top 4, Chiefs as well, says John. So going with all New Zealand sides, it's going to be tricky. But that's the thing. As long as the draw allows, I think is going to be the big one. Whether or not they are able to get out without having to play each other type thing. Because currently, as it sits, if the Crusaders go above, they will have to take on the Hurricanes in the semi-final if it stays the way that it is. Actually, that's a lie. I will be quiet because they move up a little bit. But other than that, there could be a couple matchups that might take place. And also, this guy's national team is the World 15 and nothing else, is how it's revealed. And also, I think the connection is slightly off. I swear I heard Robbie say that he supports South Africa in the 7th Circuit, says Sebastian there.
Indeed. Yes, I do. I support the Springboks. That's my main team. I like you're nodding your head like.
Hosts of the World Cup, of course, coming up. Hopefully, Hong Kong make it as well. And I want to see those two sides play and see who really deep down you are going for.
Oh, to be honest, I've always said this: if Hong Kong ever make the World Cup, if it ever happens, because Hong Kong, it's a very small, there's what in total? There's like seven I'd say 7 to 8 million probably in Hong Kong. So it's a big population, but it's like maybe I just consider that small. It's because I've been to other places, but like if Hong Kong ever gets in the World Cup, I will support them 100%. Like if South Africa was against just say Hong Kong, I would support Hong Kong. They're like the one team where like you just gotta support them because it's like a one-off game. I'm born and raised there. It's home for me. Hong Kong is home for me. So I'd have to support Hong Kong.
Alrighty, well there you go.
Yeah.
And this man also said the Brumbies, they might end up playing the Blues or the Crusaders in the semi-finals. So he's saying they're going relatively far, possibly could knock out the Blues. Who knows? We will have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to play that clip. And also, we're going to have a good one, brother. And also, Dave the Monster was a bad joke. Says it was John there. And also, we have got there. My dad wants to be a millionaire as well. Says John. And also, we have got there a question for you, Robbie. Which was going to be in the Rugby Sevens World Cup. Says Brandon. So I guess who is going to win the Rugby Sevens World Cup?
Yeah, playing in Cape Town. I mean, I wish I could go there. That'd be great if I could have gone there. But it's gonna be tricky because I did see that Jerry Tuai is gonna be unfortunately injured for the next 2 tournaments, I believe, for the London and what's the one that's coming up?
Toulouse.
Toulouse, yeah. So I know he's gonna be injured for those 2. Hopefully he should be back in time for that tournament because I think it's been played within September. So I mean, I want to say Fiji. I mean, I want to say Fiji will win that, but I don't know. Like, I always feel like when South Africa play, like the Springboks team, by the way, the Springboks Sevens team, when they play at home, let me specify that. Whenever they play at home, they somehow like just choke like on the final hurdle. Like whenever like they go to like the semifinals, or like they can never reach like the final when it comes towards these big competitions. Like like we saw within the Olympics, for example. Like when they faced Argentina, they weren't able to go through to the next. It just it's just it's heartbreaking, really. So if I had to bet my money on one team to win, I'd say Fiji.
Alrighty. Well, there we go. But nonetheless, I think we are almost at the end of this live stream. The next live stream that will be coming up on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, will be in about an hour and 50 minutes time. And that will be the matchup taking place between Leinster and Toulouse for the Champions Cup. Should be very exciting. Tomorrow, we have got the Rebels taking on the Chiefs at 4 p.m. and then Racing 92 taking on La Rochelle as another Champions Cup fixture in the middle of the night. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out Rugby Itch as well. He isn't always in the classroom, also makes videos.
Indeed. Yeah, check out the channel, guys.
And also, how does Rugby Itch think the Irish will go in New Zealand? Oh, that's a very good question.
I mean, this is I could be pretty just straightforward and say the All Blacks should whitewash them, to be honest. But that's kind of how this is how I think of it. I think they should easily beat the Irish. But look, the thing is that like I have an Irish passport, but it doesn't it's hilarious because I don't even I support the Irish when it comes towards the Six Nations, but whenever they face like a Southern Hemisphere team, for some weird reason, I just have a connection more towards the Southern Hemisphere than than Ireland, for example. So I'll be supporting the All Blacks, of course, when it comes towards that series. But I do believe the All Blacks should be. Oh, I mean, I've just got to. I'm just telling the truth here, But Irish do have a lot of young players up and coming, obviously, as we saw within the Six Nations. So we got good players in there like Doris and Van der Fleer, and we got Hugo Keane. Like, there's a lot of good players actually that Ireland are slowly developing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hoping that Ireland, because I'm actually going to see Ireland. Apples. I just saw apples again, but I'm hoping that Ireland can get through at least when it comes towards the World Cup, for example, that they can get past the group stages. Because I'd like if South Africa and Ireland got through, but I'll be honest. When it comes towards the series for New Zealand and Ireland, I can really see New Zealand just winning that series 3-0. But hey, I could be wrong. The Irish could upset a lot of people. We'll have to wait and see.
Alrighty, but nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And like I mentioned, I will be back a little bit later on, but we will see you all for the next.